What's going on, guys? We are back with more Mortal Kombat. It is week 3, it is top 8, and I'm going to be running things today solo, so it shall be interesting. It's been a busy week in the MK-verse, what with the Twitch Revival, or the Twitch Rivals MKX event coming up. I believe that is actually going on, the LCQ for it is going on alongside this, so it'll be an interesting event, but we nonetheless have 8 players here to get through. 2 of them have already entered our lobby. We got youre, Pain, FC, and Huerto. Also, real quick, before we get too far ahead, an unfortunate realization happened while I was trying to invite our players into the lobby. I noticed that his name is incredibly close to Syrup. I know it's not exactly Syrup, but that's all that I'm gonna see now. So if I start calling him Syrup, it's on you for choosing those letters. Who's he gonna choose in terms of character, though? That's gonna be a big question here. We've seen youre kind of be one of the players that we see definitely bouncing around the character select, right? We've seen his Cabal, I think maybe Jackie, definitely Kung Lao. Here we're going to see his Fujin. So he's got a handful of different characters that he kind of relies on. Another big thing too here is that it seems in the past at least that when he has taken a loss during a set, very quick to switch away from the character he lost on. I mean, he's one of the players that, you know, he's got 3 characters, and if the set goes the distance, we see all 3 of them. Even if he loses, I guess it doesn't have to go the distance, but if it's a 3-0, it's, you know, 1 game apiece on 3 different characters, because he's definitely got a deep tool bag, and he wants to kind of experiment and see which of those tools work. So far, Fujin getting the job done, though. Excellent corner pressure. Beautiful flawless block on that. I don't know if that is punishable or if he just mistimed the punish, but nonetheless, I think setting that tone early with that immediate first time youre goes for the first time that he goes for the Warp Needle, immediately flawless blocking it is going to set the tone for youre to be like, okay, well, he knows about that. He's going to mess me up if I do that too kind of haphazardly. There's the interrupt between it. Yo, what's up, Hijinks? No worries, man. I know it's been a real busy week, especially with the end of Pro Comp coming up. Today, in particular, was the end, like the final day for Pro Comp. So for a lot of players, there's 2 sides to it. One, people were buckling down and knowing it was their last day. So in the kind of weeks leading up to it, really, you know, hustling and trying to make it work. And then the other side of it too is there are going to be some players that now that the Pro Tour has ended, they're going to have like this big exhale, sigh of relief, and they're going to chill. And they might take a little bit of a break. Now, I don't necessarily blame them because a lot of the players in some ways are somewhat like the meta has kind of stagnated for a lot of players. The recent little patch was steps in the right direction, but I think we all want more in the long run. We'll see if we end up getting it, but either way, what we have gotten is a decent little bit, but they're not going to make those big changes until the end of Final Combat as well. So, you know, this, I think right now is the week that the NA stuff finishes, but they still got to go through a couple other weeks of the other areas, and then Final Combat's got to happen. So we've got another like month or 2 of this version of the game before we're going to see a patch, so we may see a little bit of some fall off while players kind of wait and hope for a patch that'll kind of shift things up. I'm going to be on that list of players hoping for a patch, and you know, not to sound too grim, but if they decide that this game in its current state is where they want to leave it and they move on, I'm going to be joining the parade of jumping back onto Injustice 2 as well as MKX. I think that you know, as good as MK11 is, it just is a good game. I really do enjoy it. I think it still needs work. I think the custom still needs a lot of adjustment to it to really fully balance it. And I think that this was going to be a huge endeavor to get right. And I was hoping that they were going to take the time to do it. And I still do hope that they take the time to do it. They have plenty of time to do it. If they are making a new game, there's no necessity that it needs to come out right away. So I'm hoping that we do end up seeing some new cool stuff and some changes there. From them, because I think this is a really cool platform. Yo, thank you so much for the follow. Tolkick almost said toxic, maybe that's what it's supposed to be, but TolkDCL, thank you very much. Thank you for bringing people over here to the Nightmare series. We got a handful of players here playing, and you know, This week in particular, not sure what happened, but this feels like L Nightmare series because there is, I think 4 or 5 of our players here today in the top 8 are from Mexico as well. So I do see some Spanish in the chat. I don't know what you guys are saying to one another, but I assume that you guys are out here cheering on your compatriots, and totally fine by me. Give them all the love that you can. Familia, let's go. I know a handful of Espanol, but not really. Ooh, trying to make the comeback here. Muerto's got 26 health. Can he do it? Gets a throw. I don't know if he's got that bicycle kick KB loaded too, but one more hit could be it. He's not gonna go for swings, instead taking another throw. Beautiful jump over. What a play. And Shirai Ryu going for that breakaway there, maybe a bit of a panic breakaway, just trying to re-stabilize and get it back into his hands, but not gonna happen. And Muerto collapsing the rib cage on that one. Big damage coming out for the follow-up too. So far, almost more than half of that health bar gone. Ooh, crushing blows from the other side. Here's the switch. Low pokes. Plus frames, no flawless block on that wind there. Gonna go for it again. Again, mistiming the flawless block. Oh, he's got it that time, though. Shirai Ryu perhaps going to that well too many times. Fatal Blow is queued up, though. Will he spend it? Yes. He's going to summon all of his might on this one. I believe this is going to be the kill here. So we should see Shirai Ryu taking the round, but he does, of course, now no longer have that Fatal Blow, right? So Muerto still has his own Fatal Blow. Muerto also does have a handful of Crushing Blows available, but that Bicycle Kick is definitely off the table, so Shirai Ryu can rest a little easy on that one. Beautiful use of the backdraft, trying to cover that half-screen range. Makes it very difficult for Liu Kang to feel confident kind of wiggling around. The opening he's looking for, lets the sword loose. Ooh, big dragon kick to close the gap. No KB on that. Not sure if he wasn't holding the button or if it just wasn't far enough, but not going to be able to cash out big silly damage. But here we go. This is where that damage may come in. Breakaway at the very end is going to prevent some of that. Tornado's out of there. Oh, but right back into the waiting arms of Muerto. Not dead yet. Oh, the mid. Okay, one more. He's got no defensive meter. He'll get that first bar back so he can eat a fireball, but he could only eat it on block. Wasn't going to be able to eat a hit there. So Muerto able to get a shot across the screen fast enough, and he's tied up our set a game apiece. Also want to give a thanks to Knife Siren and FE Gaming HN for the follows as well. Glad you guys are having fun checking out the Nightmare series. Now here is the big thing that we kind of talked about at the beginning of the set, with Shirai Ryu being a man of many characters. So he's lost his first game. Traditionally, we've seen Shirai Ryu, as soon as a L is on the board, he kind of hops over to a different character, very quick to look for a different tool in the kit. We'll see if he does the same here, and it looks like it's going to be the same story. So no more use of Fujin. Fujin's going to hit the bench here, and we are instead going to go over to Gearus. Now, I got to say, he's also got a really good Cabal, and he's also got a really good Kung Lao. If I were to guess what's going to happen after this, Kung Lao is the anchor, right? Kung Lao is his final character. So if Muerto takes this game, it's going to be Kung Lao from Shirai Ryu Pain. Obviously, Muerto does seem to be dedicated to his Liu Kang pick, so I'm not sure if we'll see a switch from him. But I think Gearus is only going to be sticking around if he can start bringing home the W's here, because that is what Syrup is after. I'm sorry, man. I'm getting into the habit. It's fun to say. You are about to be renamed Syrup, Shirai Ryu Pain. I am sorry. But I like the idea. Oh, no punish on that, but he'll still get the big body splash in. This is going to be great damage here. Muerto gonna hold that 365. Here's the escape failed as well. Not gonna matter in Gearus' case, but the character also has some of the craziest throw loops in the game. Both of his throws, front and back, leave him right on top of you, and man, this character's damage output is insane. Going for a crushing blow attempt, perhaps. Muerto will break out of it, and here is the throw to start to even up those life bars a little bit. There is obviously a Fatal Blow only available for one of our competitors here. Muerto looking to queue up his own Crushing Blow, but he saved the Fatal Blow, and now he's dead. He's got no breakaway to get out of this, and Shirai Ryu is going to kill him for that. I gotta say, that does beg the question of, should Muerto have just gone into Fatal Blow when he caught him earlier? It would have been a kill situation there, but I don't necessarily know if it would have been worth it. In his eyes, not, but we'll see if that ends up haunting him here. As Syrup is able to take that first round. Nice, tries to go for the armor break, and he's got the KB queued up, so it will trigger even without the armor break. Beautiful get up attack, though. So Muerto answering back here in this corner. Ooh, you know what? Is Zombie here? I don't think Zombie's here. This is a perfect time for me to commentate with Trevor. Trevor is, of course, my dumbest creation ever. But we'll see. We got youre in here. Ooh, big uppercut. Nicely done. I don't know how loud Trevor's gonna be as well. So these are questions that we're gonna figure out along the way. But we are gonna try to use Trevor today for what is going to be, without a doubt, the dumbest thing I've ever done. The dumbest. The dumbest. I guess this won't help. Alright, so these are... stuff is. Alright, we'll figure it out. So Shirai takes the lead, however.
The sandstorm rips and tears.
Alright, could you guys hear Trevor? I need to know if you guys can hear Trevor. We'll figure it out as we go. But Trevor's gonna be shouting over the music. I think I need to, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn up the music and then turn it back down. So the music should be super loud right now. Sorry. Now it should be quiet-ish. And then you guys should be able to hear.
Sand is whipping about savagely.
Oh, caught him with the low slide. Got to be careful. Cannot have these breaks. Oh. First one to guess who Trevor is. I'll get the sub over to you. Whoever can figure out who Trevor is. I wish I could make this bigger. Alright, a little back and forth going on here.
That was blocked.
Ooh, that's gonna be a big crushing blow.
Whoa, that was close.
Alright, opens him up. This is a huge life lead here.
There's a big HP difference between the two combatants.
Wow, big KB2, jeez. He's just gonna keep expanding on it. Okay, here we go. Muerto's turn, and also shockingly, Muerto switched over to Aaron Black. I wasn't actually expecting that. Boom, there goes the dynamite. Oh!
This has turned into one wild roller coaster ride.
This is actually evened up. That huge life lead that youre established is now gone. He's got a little bit of it left, but he's gonna lose it here, and Muerto takes the round.
You had a good life.
That was huge.
The heated action continues.
Fight.
Okay, shifting sands. You don't see much of that move, but it will work on some of Aaron Black's move. Actually, I'm shocked. I did not think he'd be able to get out of there with that forward four. But there it is, I guess. I don't remember how this is. queued up. Okay, this is gonna be damage. No breakaway either.
Oh, a smashing blow right off the bat.
Okay, body splash back into the corner. Shifting Sands is gonna force a whiff, but not able to capitalize.
That was blocked.
Oh, is he dead? I think he could be dead. That's gonna finish it. youre is gonna take it. Very nicely done.
The sandstorm rips and tears.
So youre on the board here. Nicely done. And that means that he'll be taking it as well, the whole thing. That's gonna be the whole thing. So we'll go ahead and pull up our bracket as youre moves on. We do have some names to move around here and some new sets to get established, but that is going to be youre Pain moving into winners finals here, so he moves on. And Muerto, because of his loss, is going to go ahead and dip down into the losers bracket, or the lower bracket there. Which, of course, is not the end of the world. It's just the lower bracket, right? So still alive here in the event. So he will be quite all right, I'm sure. And we're going to go ahead and get Scorpion versus Slick Beats. So Scorpion versus Slick Beats is going to be our next matchup. You can see that there underneath that first one. Also, of course, we should pop the scores in there so the tale can be told as to what happened. It was 3 games to youre, 1 to Muerto. Scorpion and Slick Beats up next. So I believe youre and Muerto, both players, play from Mexico. Slick Beats, however, is not from Mexico. He is actually from, I believe, Chicago, and then Scorpion is also from Mexico. So a lot of the Mexican community coming out here to play in this and doing quite well. And of course, this is not the only place where Scorpion and youre both have really good successes. Obviously, I think actually that Scorpion is on top of the leaderboard right now for the Liga Latina in the Mexican version of that. For the region that because they have that separate in a couple of different regions, and I think Mexico is its own completely separate thing, and Scorpion is currently doing very well in that, and not to mention Scorpion does well in the ESL stuff too, so he's doing great all over the place. And here in the Nightmare series, no stranger to victory, has had some pretty solid runs here as well. Definitely brought home some victories in the Nightmare series, which there is honestly not a long list of players that can do so. I believe he's also one of the few players that has brought home multiple victories. So there are quite a few players that have been able to definitely secure a victory. There's maybe like 10 to 12 players, maybe it's more than that, but there's a handful of players that have definitely secured a victory, but to do it more than once is a highly coveted achievement that not very many players have been able to do. But Scorpion very well could be on that list, and if he's not, tonight could be the night. Looks like we do have Slick Beats here, though, so I'm just waiting on Scorpion. And I saw Scorpion is playing MK11, so I do believe that he is going to be here. Also, I am very quickly noticing I had the top part wrong, so we'll switch that and get that right. Another thing that we can go ahead and do is start some predictions. Still getting everything squared away, but I think we're good to go. So let's get some predictions up on this one. Who you guys think is going to win? Is it going to be Scorpion or Slick Beats? Those of you guys that have some channel points that are fans of either of these, go ahead and place your bets. We'll see who takes it, and you guys can get a little reward and get involved that way, as well as we move into our next top 8 winner side match. Also want to give a big thanks to Kenshiro for the follow. Pitch to the North Star, shout out. I hope maybe that's where it is. That's what I think of when I read the name Kenshiro. So maybe wrong, but here we go. Slick Beats versus Scorpion. So this was definitely going to be a Kung Lao pick from Slick Beats. Slick Beats is a very, very dedicated Kung Lao player through and through, since MKX at minimum, maybe even longer than that. That's just how long I've known him. But definitely a die-hard Kung Lao player, and all of that dedication and time with the character, I think, is going to give him better insight on a lot of these matchups that might be a little bit more obscure. You don't see very many Sonya players. Scorpion, of course, is going to be one of the highest caliber Scorpion or Sonya players you'll run into, but Slick Beats is going to be somewhat more prepared for this than maybe others are, because all the time that he runs into a Sonya, he's running into it on Kung Lao, because this is all that he plays. Good defense here as well, although eventually an opening is found. You can't block forever.
Hit! That inflicted some damage.
Indeed it did, Trevor. Some big damage there. Alright, goes for the low. Ooh, not happening. Buzzsaw comes out as well, and the range on that low poke. Slick beats his turn. There's the breakaway to get it out, though. So that is going to turn things around, but as soon as I say that, Scorpion responds in kind. Anti-air as well. That is huge.
Oh, a smashing blow right off the bat.
That was really, really big. Alright, jumps out. Kung Lao now fatal blow queued up here, though, so he still could turn this around. Not going to get the chance, though. The energy rings from Sonya will take game 1. And we'll see what the adjustment is from Slick Beats. First off, though, I don't think that Slick Beats makes a change as far as characters go. I think that Slick Beats is going to absolutely stick it out with Kung Lao the whole way. I'd be shocked if we were to see a change in character, just because of how consistent he is on the Kung Lao here. And also, I'm not necessarily sure that this is a super tough matchup, but I don't know what you need to do to push Kung Lao or Slick Beats off of Kung Lao. He did have a brief stint with Fujin when Fujin came out, but I think he, like everybody, is curious to kind of play new characters when they come out. Fujin does have some of those same stylistic attributes that Kung Lao has as well, so the draw is there, but in the end, the Buzzsaw hat is where the true loyalty lies, and Slick Beats finds his home with Kung Lao. So going to be sticking it out with Kung Lao, although we do see a switch. No more Buzzsaw hat. He'll instead now be going with Spiritual Guidance. So he's going to have that Spirit Stance. That'll be his launcher here, and there we go, launching right off the bat. A beautiful opening here.
It's a fierce battle.
Oh, big launcher here from Scorpion as well, though. Oh, drops it. Gotta be careful. And now he's got a pretty big life lead here. Can he maintain it, though? We've seen what's happened before. Careful. Ooh, caught him with the Z-hat. Gotta be careful. Not a lot of health remaining. Defensive meter gone. And Slick Beats will find the final hit he needed.
Both combatants appear to be going full throttle from the start.
Oh, Z-hat point blank, and no challenge from Scorpion. Just allowing that to happen here. Oh, no.
A crushing blow.
Big crushing blow, Trevor.
It's a fierce battle. The preceding exchange has put a serious hurt on both combatants.
Yeah, both of them missing about 50% health here. Scorpion looking a little bit better, but not quite. Oh, here we go.
Slammed it home with raw power.
Here we go. This is going to be a launcher. Breakaway comes out, though. You got to watch out for that. Defensive meter is going to be happening. Kung Lao is going to be spending it a little bit more on Z-hat cancels and stuff we've seen. But Scorpion basically exclusively relying on that for his breakaway and or get-up attacks, which we haven't seen much of. Beautiful throw tech.
The foe is weak. Now's the time to attack.
There it is. The short hop to close it out. Slick Beats going to answer back and take game 2. This is the back and forth that we wanted.
This battle has become one-sided.
You got it wrong, Trevor. I may have clicked the wrong one. Yo, what's going on, Black Lives Matter? Hope you're having a good one. Welcome to L Nightmare Series. And we got Leon with the follow. I gotta remember what a bunch of these are. Because Trevor is one of my dumbest creations, and I finally found a moment to use him. Alright, who is it gonna be? Scorpion, of course, we've seen he's got a really strong Jackie, which seems to be what Scorpion goes to when the going gets a little tough, right? I want to say there's only been like 1 or 2 times where we've seen him go full throttle with Sonya all the way, which it seems like he wants to be a Sonya player. He enjoys Sonya, but Jackie's just too good to pass up. So I think if Slick Beats takes this next game, we could very well end up seeing that Jackie come in here. That was a little bit of a rough whiff there.
Ah, whiffed that attack.
Ooh, here we go. Yes, there is a RoboCop announcer, Rampornicus. It's pretty boring, as it should be, I suppose. But yes, there is a RoboCop announcer. I don't use it. I don't actually know who I'm using. I think I might be using the classic announcer right now. But they've got Raiden, Johnny, Shao Kahn, Chronica, and RoboCop. And I think there's like rumors of another one that hasn't been released yet, but I'm not sure.
The tense battle continues.
Alright, shots being fired, not going to be able to get out there, and of course you got to watch out for those ring KBs here. Here's the launcher though, Slick Beats able to convert that into damage, and he caught him.
A crushing blow.
That's so much damage. Yeah, the Johnny Cage one is really good. I was using it for a while, I just kind of got like, I wanted to mix it up, which is really why I switched it, but for the most part, Johnny Cage is the best one. Beautiful pickup there from Slick Beats. Basically, once that KB hit, he was fully in control and gonna sit in that driver's seat all the way to the finish line on that one. Final round here now. Uh-oh, there's the launcher yet again, and this is meterless too. Slick Beats' switch to this means he can get these launchers without needing to have any gas in the tank. And look at this, big damage. He'll spend the meter later on in the combo, but geez, 342, a huge life lead.
There's a big HP difference between the two combatants.
Only one more hit to go. Thank you so much for the follow, Zaron. And there it is. Gonna close it out with, I think, another short hop. Slick Beats, one of the masters of the short hop, to be honest. You know, Kung Lao's short hop game is quite good. I think that Kung Lao's short hop attack with the hat, his punch attack, is a 9-framer, which is really good. There are very few short hop attacks that are 9 frames. It's not to say they don't exist. You know, Fujin has one, Rain has one, I think Jackie has one. So they are sprinkled throughout the cast, but most of them are in the double digits, 10, 11, 12. So if you have a 9-frame one, that's obviously on the harder end to kind of react and respond to. The way that those, you know, that startup though doesn't account for the actual short hop, so you have to first be short hopping and then do it. So it's not a whole, like a straight up 9-frame overhead. That'd be insane. But it can still be difficult. And here, as predicted, of course, we got Scorpion making the switch over to Jackie. If he runs into too tough of a time, Jackie will make an appearance.
Will this battler live up to expectations?
I am curious here. He's brought out the Jackie.
Both battlers still look fresh and ready for more.
Alright, he had a way. Oh wow, beautiful use of the dive kick to get in there. Nothing so far has really hit home from either player. That burn, of course, doing some damage though. Right, back away. Don't come any closer. Had to move up a little bit to get that fire out of here. And there it is, the plasma from above. Rolls in, but still on fire. Look at this. Huge life lead now that Jackie's on the screen. This is tough.
And there goes the battle!
Alright, low pokes. Oh, caught him! And this is that meterless launcher. Now you gotta worry for the breakaway. Okay, he does choose to break away, but looks like Slick Beats wasn't trying to call it out, so we won't see an armor break on that one. Okay. Oh, beautiful. You can do that jumping over the second hit of the sweep. Kung Lao, one of the few characters that it seems like his jump is faster. He's airborne like a frame or two quicker than everybody else, because there are a handful of things that he and Cetrion, I think as well, can jump out of that other characters cannot. And that may have been a Kung Lao exclusive. Kung Lao trying to turn this one around. Fatal Blow is ready. The other thing too is, you know, Kung Lao, Slick Beats right now. He's got 2 games in the tank. Scorpion, even if he wins this game, he's not done yet. Beautiful interrupt. The throw comes out as well. We also saw escape fail.
Oh no, that failed again.
Watch out for the KB. Not going to happen in this round, I would assume, but that next round, it could be very deadly. Stay away from the fire. The floor is lava. He got away with it! Beautiful play from Slick Beats, avoiding all of that plasma, finds the mark
Fight.
with that low spiritual guidance, which we haven't seen much of, but he is able to finally bring it home, and that means set point now here for the Shaolin. Gets the air-to-air, not going to be able to convert, but he does have the corner positioning. Burning alive, though. Got to be careful here. Overhead comes through. Z-Hat toss out, just going to keep on following up with more. I think, in part, it's because he's seen that Scorpion is not really challenging the Z-Hats. Part of it might be because Jackie doesn't have a great tool for it, right? She doesn't have a good projectile. She doesn't have great... she's got good mids, but they don't, like, go really far, which is what you kind of need sometimes to get close enough to interrupt Z-Hat. So we've seen Slick Beats get away with actually quite a few of these openings. Here's the cancel. Slick Beats just needs one hit into Fatal Blow, and if he gets it, he'll be able to avoid all that plasma, but the block will do it. Scorpion tying it up now that Jackie's on the scene. Oh. Okay, this has been zoomed in. Now, maybe this will help. Alright, here we go. Game number 5 here. All down to this. Momentum is still a little bit here in Scorpion's favor. He's had to resort to the Jackie pick, but, I mean, it's come out so many times in his favor that why wouldn't he?
This battle's outcome is still far from certain.
Absolutely, absolutely. Still far from certain. Slick Beats can absolutely turn this one around. So here we go, game 5 about to begin.
Round 1. Fight.
They go into battle poses.
Ooh, beautiful throw to start things off. And continuing the onslaught here, Slick Beats not letting up. Beautiful throw tech though, gonna get out of it. There's the punish, standing in the fire.
This battle has opened with an exchange of heavy hits.
Oh geez, KB coming
A
out.
crushing blow.
Well, at least it's off the table early. That Jackie KB from the dash punch is one of those, like, what the fuck? It's so strong the way that she can combo into it, and you never know when it's going to show up. So getting it out of the way on round 1, I honestly feel like is a good thing, because then you don't have to worry about her kind of turning her already explosive damage into now 40% kill damage.
The foe is weak.
Only a
Now's
little bit
the
of health
time
left
to
here
attack.
for Slick Beats. Oh, and he just walked right into it.
And this hit finally puts it down.
So that is going to be Scorpion taking that first round here. He had to spend quite a few resources to do it. KBs, Fatal Blows. Slick Beats is going to have to look for the brighter side of this and know that the heavy hitting tools are not really there. Let's see what his opening onslaught is. Good defense so far. Alright, just waiting for his turn. Tries to find it. Both. Oh, I was about to say good defense, but a little too hasty. Controller, wake up. And this is another launcher here.
The long battle ends now.
Is he gonna close him out? A little bit left. Z-Hat cancels. He's just gonna let it rip. The conversion, dude. Slick Beats is a madman. Beautiful conversion, and he's just spending his meter in all sorts of, some would say, unpredictable, crazy ways, and it's really hard for Scorpion to find a rhythm to attach himself to then blow it up. No breakaway, or no attempt on the breakaway. Oh, this is gonna be big.
A crushing blow.
Huge launcher, goes for the uppercut. Opti's maybe 380, jumps out, empty jump, gonna throw her back in. This is close. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Rolls in. Low pokes are out. Here's the opening. Slick Beats. No breakaway from Scorpion either. If he can get clean damage into one more hit into Fatal Blow. No! He got caught in the air just barely. That was down to the wire, absolutely. If Slick would have hit the button just a little bit earlier and hit Scorpion, that would have been a Fatal Blow confirmed for the death. Like, that was a crazy finish there, down to the absolute wire, mere frames separating that one, but it nonetheless is still going to be Scorpion that moves on. So let's go ahead and hop back over to our bracket, pop those scores in, reward those of you guys that predicted Scorpion, which looks like it was everybody that predicted. So those of you guys that got that, your coins are back. And let's go ahead and move into our lower bracket now, where we've got Blackout versus Kusanagi. Blackout versus Kusanagi is what we'll start with. What's going on, Sub-Zero J? And then we'll have Justin and Armabot afterward. A very, very close game, though, here in that opening set. Very, very close. It is, of course, going to be Scorpion that moves on, but Slick Beats putting up one hell of a fight. Not the last that we'll see of him, of course, either, right? He is still alive in the lower bracket, so we are going to be seeing him a little bit later tonight here. So still very much alive and well in the tournament still. But let's go ahead and actually start sending some people home, right? Those first 2 matches, nobody goes home. It just kind of sets the tone, sees who's going to be on continue their winning streak from Tuesday. And now, though, is where heart starts to get broken. People are going to be heading home after these. So Blackout, like I said, versus Kusanagi will be our opening match for the lower bracket here. And then we've got Justin and Armabot after that. Now, one thing to note real quick is the MKX Revival stuff is going on via Twitch Rivals. So there is a possibility that players are distracted by that or participating in that. I don't actually know what's going on with that, or if like Kusanagi is playing in that. So far, all of our winners side were here, which is good news. But I have not heard from Kusanagi yet today. We've seen Blackout in the chat, so I think he's good to go. But okay, looks like Kusanagi is also playing the game, so looks like we're good on Kusanagi as well. And then, of course, Justin and Armabot are the other ones that we're not 100% sure on either. I believe that I have to double check on the time zones. So we'll have to Nightmare 20. I'll have to check on the time zones to make 100% sure. But I do believe that it is 7 p.m. CST, or EST, I think is what he had. So that'd be in like an hour, or maybe, I think is what it is when the top 16 starts, the stream for that. And the brackets for that have been up already. But Kusanagi was playing in the MKX ladder, so... or the MK ladder on Xbox. MK Xbox ladder and MKX are 2 very similar words. Looks like we do have our competitors here, though, so I'm going to go ahead and type their names real quick. We're going to go ahead and get the lobby pulled up so you guys can witness this beautiful carnage. And we're going to be moving now into game number 3 of the evening. This is lower bracket action. Loser goes home, and we'll see what happens here. Now, character-wise, Blackout obviously going to be going with his tried and true Aaron Black. Kusanagi, however, he's been playing a little bit of Jackie lately, but here, Shao Kahn. A little unexpected, but Shao Kahn did just recently receive some buffs, so perhaps Kusanagi is looking to tap into those. I mean, look, this character's got the most health in the game. He's got insane damage output that you can do now almost anywhere, like 40% mid-screen off of the lunge combos. They are really, really good, and if Kusanagi's been working on those and getting those down, this could prove devastating. We've got Blackout in the chat saying he did not lab this character yet, so that could also prove to be a bit of a downfall here if he's not aware of how to kind of respond and deal with these Shao buffs. Immediately a good start here for Kusanagi. Doesn't get the lunge follow-up, but you can see that's what he's working with. His immediate response is to set that up. Yo, what's going on, Zombie Sweat? You weren't here earlier, but today is a bad day for Zombie. Today is a bad day for Zombie.
Whoa! Hammered from the word go!
Here's the launcher. Slide comes out. Uh-oh. Oh, is he in the acid? No fucking way.
A crushing blow.
Hammer's rocking. Yo, thank you so much for the cheers as well. Hound Dog coming through with the bits. Let's go Blackout. Cheers for the cowboy. No love for Shao Kahn? No love for Shao Kahn. Labbing is for nerds, he says. You know what? I'd be inclined to agree. I haven't labbed this character either. Oh! What the fuck was that? Shao Kahn with the spicy tech, jumping to the other side. Yeah, solo today, Zombie. Solo today. So, excuse to summon Trevor here and there for annoyance. But yeah, solo today. My fault. I kind of dropped the ball on getting a hold of people. But the other thing too is there's the ladder is happening, so people have been wanting to play in that. Plus the MKX LCQ is happening on Aquaman's channel today, so people wanted to play in that. So today is a real scattered thing, and also today was the final day of pro combat for NA. So you know, people were there are people I feel like that are getting like, all right, I've had enough of MK. I gotta chill now. Like, this was the last day that there was a big event. I'm gonna take a break and kind of see, so. But yeah, it'll be fine. So far, so good. The internet was freaking out earlier. So far, that has retained itself. I do have it down to super low bitrate to make sure that it doesn't freak out, but yeah, so far, we're good once the matches have gotten started. Look at this. All this extra health that Shao Kahn has, too, is a big pain to get through. Again, he keeps on leaping over Aaron Black. I wonder if Kusanagi is genuinely doing that on purpose, or if this is some weird... Aaron Black has a small hitbox, so the lunge gets over him, but doesn't get over, you know, Sub-Zero or whatever character Kusanagi was labbing with. Wow, he waited for it. Gets across the acid! If that would have hit, he actually could have killed him right there. If that would have hit... He would have moved far enough for the second tick of acid to not get him. Blackout just barely with the clutch blocks able to close it out. But that game, another one that came just absolutely down to the wire. Oh, whoops, I didn't even see the variation names. I've grown so accustomed to predeterminado. Hold on, let me look. I'll peep it now. Although, well, I guess if you want to pick it again, show me on the character select screen. We can find it for a moment. Alright, here we go. Kusanagi going now with the Jackie. Okay, so experimentation is over. He tried to have some fun with the new buffs. They almost worked. I don't really know what was going on there with the lunge. The lunge leaped over Aaron Black a minimum of 3 times, maybe more, and I'm not sure if that was according to plan. Now, Blackout didn't punish it either, so it wasn't like this big mishap, but I think both players were kind of thrown off by that, and that's the kind of thing that, like, if that happens too many times to Kusanagi and he can't figure out why that's happening, Blackout's going to figure it out as well, and he'll start punishing it. So that was not something that was going to start falling into Kusanagi's favor. So I don't necessarily blame him if he's having a weird interaction. It is no longer time to keep continuing that route of questioning and just go for a different approach that you have a little bit more reliability to, and you're not going to run into what the fuck is happening, why am I jumping over to the other side of this guy. Although Jackie jumps to the other side of this guy too, but it's going to be on purpose now. Look at this. Kusanagi gets the corner positioning and just lets rip, but eventually Blackout finds his way out, and he will get the kill.
Will this turn into a one-sided battle?
It very well could, Trevor. It very well could. Blackout so far has that early lead and clearly showing he's got answers for Jackie. Big drop as well from Kusanagi. Alright, oh, gets him with the plasma in the air. Back it up. Oh, jeez. Dude, Jackie players doing that, do a jump kick into plasma underneath, it startles me every time. I don't know what they're going for. All I know is that it feels like I can't go anywhere because they're kicking in the air, they're plasming the ground. Very, very difficult, and it's a common way to kind of approach your opponent, because I think what it does is it deals with people that sit down, and it deals with people that are wake up jump. If you wake up jump, you just jumped into a boot. And I think that's part of the way that they're going for the coverage. This will be enough, though, for Blackout to close it out. 2-0 lead here as the fatal blow finds its way home. The final shots ringing through the eyes and claiming the game. And it's going to be up to Kusanagi now to get the reverse 3-0. We saw it last time here from other players. I want to say either Scorpion or Shira Ryupain did it, but we'll see. Oh, the variation was a protest to those with bad connection. Yeah, we'll talk about that for a week, the following week. We'll figure out what we'll do. We'll have, for the next week, we'll have a rule in place. It might be difficult to figure out the sweet spot for the number, but we'll have a plan in place for dealing with this kind of stuff for significant rollbacks. I think that's what we're all worried about, is if the game's rolling back a ton, Dustbraid complained that he had a rollback occur on a hit confirm that got him killed, and he's right. Like, if that is what happened, I would have died too. I have had rollbacks occur where I hit confirm because I see it get hit, and then the game's like, oh shit, my bad, he blocked it, and my hands are already like, well, we saw a hit, so we're doing the rest of this. So that's not what we want to do. That does have a bit of a blow to integrity here, because it's not, that isn't necessarily a pure display of Dustbraid's skill as a player when he doesn't have a time control machine that he can, figure out when rollbacks are going to happen. But despite that, we do know we're playing online and those things do happen. That is part of the game. So I would say this: if that was the only rollback that happened to Dustbraid, what I would say is, man, that sucks. That is tough. Nothing we can do about it. It's one time. We know it happens. It's a crucial time when it shouldn't have happened, but it's tough. However, if the match is, hey, this is like, that was the 4th one, then that's something that, okay, maybe we need to actually look into this being addressed and look at this as a problem. Because if it is rolling back 3, 4, 5, 6 times in these moments, that's going to be a problem. So we'll come up with a number of rollbacks that we don't want to have, and then we'll come up with a threshold, and we'll adjust that as the weeks go on to see if we need to find a better spot for it. I think maybe we'll take a poll on Twitter to see what people are thinking for the opening rule on what we want to do, and allow how many rollbacks. And look, the deal is, you need to document that shit. You need to document that shit. It needs to be documented. There is not going to be, yo, it rolled back twice, where's the clip? Oh, well, I mean, I said that it rolled back twice. Is that not enough? No, it's not enough. Like, we cannot allow the door to be open for people to make claims without backing them up. So everybody's Xbox has a built-in means of creating clips. Create the clips, share them with the mods. They will review it just to make sure that everything's on the up and up. Here we go. Kusanagi answers back, though. Game number 3 coming home to Jacqueline Briggs instead. Here's a real quick idea. That game on Shao threw him off of his rhythm a little bit, and now he's back in the groove. 2-0 on that one as well. Blackout unable to get around. You can also see Kusanagi baiting out some pretty heavy moves and plays like the Fatal Blow there. So Kusanagi definitely starting to come online. But, I mean, Blackout's ready to shut this shit down. He needs one more game, and it is over. And we're talking Jackie health on a character that also has a little bit of dirt and mix, right? Like, Blackout is a player that will play safe and play solid, but he's playing Aaron Black, so he's not always beholden to strictly that strategy. He can go a little crazy, and when you're talking Jackie health, that is basic. Like, Jackie health means that's one less mix guess that I have to make. That's one less crazy slide that I have to catch you with. That's one less whatever kind of command grab, if he's got it in there, that I need to catch you with. That's what that ends up being. So Blackout still does have some dirt up his sleeve if he wants to tap into it. We'll see if that's the case. Also, looks like he's just got the locked and loaded and scud shot. So, gonna be playing a very, I think this version of Aaron Black is maybe the least dirt-oriented. Doesn't have the low gunshot, the command grab, the bear trap, the dynamite. So there's not a lot of dirt in this one. Still very solid, but back 2 slide is still fucking annoying. So we'll see. And if the connection, well, I guess these two are not the ones that have complained about it, but Blackout M200 MS. Gotta worry that could perhaps assist with the craziness. Here we go, catches him, big whiff. Not gonna be able to close it out though. Tries for the armor break, dude. It's such a bunk system. Why is it like that? It breaks my heart every single time I see a player attempt to properly interact with armor break, and it doesn't work. Like, this is how it should work. It should work in almost the same way that Killer Instinct works with like a counter breaker, but what you would do is you would homogenize the two. Essentially what you would do is you would bring back the MKX breaker, MK breaker, where you have to break when you're getting hit by something, not when you're in the air. And then if the move that you tried to break, and that's the move where you're hitting the breakaway button on, if that move is an armor break, go fuck yourself. You're staying on the ride a little bit longer. That, I think, is the way that you make armor break a two-way interactive street. I do not like the way that it's too freeform on the defensive side, where like you see Blackout clearly have the right idea, go for his armor break, and because of the way that it works, she fell out before the boot or whatever, and like I've been playing noob again a little bit, and turns out forward 2-2-1, you can break away before Sickle Snag catches you. So what's the fucking point of Sickle Snag if the one string that it works on, it doesn't work on, because it's fucking useless, and it's noob. He doesn't have another armor break. I can't do anything there. I literally can't do anything there. So, fuck that system. Please, fix it, you guys. You know how. Just take some time and work at it more. Look at this, Kusanagi on the prowl. Fatal Blow now available, though, from Blackout, and he just lets it rip again. Is he gonna die? Yes, he is. Kusanagi gets a clean little pickup there. You saw Blackout kind of fall out of the string momentarily, but that string has 4 hits on it, and the remaining string just found its way home, and that is gonna be the kill here as Kusanagi ties it up. Yeah, into Argus Plunge, which is his armor break. 1-3-3 only hits on people that don't know and they late break. But if they're instant breaking, it doesn't work. It might be like Shao and Kotal Khan, because I feel like I hit Shao players with it more than anybody else. But Shao's got a big-ass body. But yeah, but most of the time it's like, oh yeah, 1-3-3, my armor break, I'm reading armor break. Like at minimum, the one good thing, and this is the thing, this is not the design that they had in mind, is when Argus Plunge whiffs, I'm out of there. I'm not dealing with like, oh, now my move whiffed and you're gonna stand up and ruin my day. No, like I'm out of there. In the corner, I'm fucked, but at least I'm out of there when it whiffs like that. But that's not the case for everybody else. Like, there's some real weird, like this system should interact this way and it clearly doesn't, and it feels like if this is by design, like people rolling underneath command grabs is bonkers. It drives me nuts every single time I see it, and there's no part of me is like, yeah, that's totally how it should be. Like that, it just doesn't. I can't. I know that's how it is, and you got to get over it to some extent. But yeah, exactly right. Spawn's got an armor break, and like it works off of like one fucking KB. Speaking of KBs, though, big launch breakaway comes out. Kusanagi is running out of health here in round 1. Is he gonna finish the job? Fatal Blow's available. One more hit from either side. Controller, wake up. You're gonna want to see this one. It seems like game 5 is when my controller falls asleep. So, Blackout takes the early lead. Is it enough? Yeah, in the corner you can technically catch people, but even then, it feels like you only catch dumb people. That like, oh, he whiffed his armor break, I'm gonna get up and punish him, and they don't realize that it's still active and they like walk up into it. But if they just block it, because it's so punishable, it's a death sentence. It's real rough, and it feels like it only works on people that are just don't know, right? And like, you know, there is room for, I mean, that's what we refer to as gimmicks. Like, this is a gimmicky thing that if you don't know about it, I'll catch you. But as soon as it's somebody that's initiated and understands it, it doesn't work. And when we're talking about the highest level, playing for money, like, best believe Sonic Fox is gonna fucking block that. Like, there is no way that they are gonna get caught by that. And the same thing with everybody else that you see at that level. Oh, caught him again with these pokes into Acid Pour. Acid Pour is safe on block, so you see it happen quite frequently. Aaron Black player is willing to cancel into it, and because he's got locked and loaded, he can actually cancel into it from the rifle stance. I don't know what the input is to do that. Probably some weird sorcery, but it's a really, really powerful move. Kusanagi, though, needs a big comeback. Whoa! Okay. You have to take that L, and you have to accept that one. That was a huge call out from Blackout. One of the worst up twos in the game, which basically only works on that right there. Beautiful play. That was a good play there by Blackout. And had the clean pickup as well to close it out. Kusanagi trying to get in that aggression, trying to smother his opponent. I mean, it's what Jackie does, right? Jackie gets in, she pushes lots of buttons that are -4 at worst, and if you slip up, you push at the wrong time, now you're getting opened up for 30 before you can even get off the ground. and you got to prevent her from even getting started, and that is what Blackout just did. Beautiful up two to close out the game. That means Kusanagi will be sent home here, and Blackout is going to move on. Let's go say hello to our bracket yet again to pop those scores in while we prepare for our next match, which is Justin versus Armanbot. And I just saw Justin in the chat, so it does look like we do have Justin here. So worst case scenario, if Armanbot is not here, we'll be able to get Justin versus Muerto. But I believe Armanbot is, he's also from Mexico, and he is friends with Muerto and Scorpion and all these guys. So they will be giving him a ring to make sure that he is here for this one. But of course, before we get too far ahead of ourselves, scores. The most important thing. 3 for Blackout, 2 for Kusanagi. And it is Blackout who moves on. He will be facing off against Slick Beats. So that will be his fate. And then, of course, we've got Justin and Arma to go. We've also got our predictions to cash out. Did I not do it? I guess I didn't do it. Well, whoops. I'll do it for this one, though. So we'll get predictions up for Justin and Armabot right now. Keep on putting an extra N in there. That's not how it works. Maybe he misspelled his name, and I will do it that way, but I think that I'm misspelling it. Alright, so invite away, and then the extra bonus part is... So LS Armand, I think, is the name we're looking for here. And yeah, the MK ladder is still up as well, so you know, I hope you guys are having fun playing in the ladder. Definitely hoping to see some familiar and friendly faces here in the finale. I will be on the mic for this week's bracket ladder. Granted, this week is also the same week as the Pro Tour, so we'll see what ends up happening. But for those of us that have an Xbox, you know, this is going to be our time, I think, to hopefully put on a good show. So for those of you guys that are able to make it through and survive, I'm looking forward to commentating your matches on the official Xbox channel. That's going to be a huge audience for us. So we're really looking forward to that. Looks like we do have our competitors here and ready to go, though. So let's go ahead and bring them on down. Justin versus Armabot. This. I'm gonna say a quick prayer. Trevor, you have anything to say about this? Probably not, because I haven't used you ever, and I don't know what exactly to say with you.
Will this battler live up to expectations?
That's fairly innocuous. Will they live up to expectations? It's a good question to ask. We're about to find out. We're about to find out. Also, anybody have any idea where Trevor is from? Can anybody identify Trevor? Other than Zombie, who knows the secret of where Trevor is from? I'll be impressed.
They're ready to go.
Indeed they are. Let's go. Game number 1 underway. Skipping the intros.
Both battlers still look fresh and ready for more.
Alright, immediate armor. Or gonna come right through. Like, that is so devastating. That you can just break away before Spawn has any chance to interact with that. That doesn't feel like a two-way street. Like, that doesn't feel like Spawn had any say, and that's where it feels problematic. But now, this is where you do not want to find yourself. Oh, never mind. He actually went for the side switch. A strange choice. I'm not really sure if Justin maybe even did that on purpose, but... yeah, that's his name, Armabot. That's his name in the bracket. I'm not making that up. Yeah, that's his name on the bracket. You made me double check real quick to make sure I'm not an idiot. But yeah, that's his name. I don't know what it means. I think Arma must mean something. mean, I don't know. It's not a language I am accustomed to. Because his name is Armand, I think, as well, so it might just be a shortening of his name. It could be anything. It could be anything. Infierno Horrido is the variation name. Which, is that Inferno is horrible? But I thought that's horrible. I don't know. Arma is weapon in Spanish. Okay, there we go. See, and that makes sense for Darth Arma then. I know that Darth Arma is Hispanic and Darth Weapon makes sense. That makes sense. Oh, that's gonna kill! Oh wait, did he already spend it? Or is he saving it for later? I don't actually know what just happened there. Maybe I haven't been paying enough attention, but that KB not gonna be available there for Justin. And, you know, if the KB wasn't available, maybe he didn't have the meter to transition into anything else that would have done the necessary damage there, but nonetheless, look at that, 388 into a restand. That is a beautiful little pickup to start things off here. Justin continuing the offense. Oh, nice throw. No throw KBs queued up here for Scorpion, however. And of course, the throw KB from Spawn, very different and unique KB requirements. In fact, you know, here's something real quick while we're on the subject of KBs and throws. I genuinely enjoy the throw KB requirement of Rambo, where it says don't jump. I think that's actually been really, really fun to play around, to force me as a player to make sure I'm kind of focusing on staying grounded. I would like to see more characters get that as their crushing blow requirement instead of the escape failed. I think escape failed is a bit flimsy and floozy or whatever. It's like, it's a whatever thing. And not jumping feels like something you can more reliably rely on and guarantee and cash in on. Obviously, I don't think everybody should get that treatment. I think there is definitely room for some characters to keep their escape failed KB requirements. But I do think that the reason that nobody has a don't jump KB is because they didn't have the idea. They didn't get the idea for later. That's why Spawn can armor break. They didn't have the idea till later. And I think that those ideas, it was cool when they extended the armor break idea to the rest of the cast. And I think that a different crushing blow requirement on throws, permeate that out to the cast as well. I think that could be a really interesting thing to kind of sprinkle around to give to a couple of characters. There are obviously some characters, like I said, that should keep and retain what they currently have, but more fun ways to interact with the crushing blow system, which in my opinion, the crushing blow system is like the coolest part about this game, and the thing that has me most excited when I think about things of, like, you know, I've been playing Rambo and using slide, for example. His slide KB is hit 3 amplifies. So I've been like, okay, when I launch people, I'm going to go for this less damage but build a charge for the KB so that when I catch him later on in round 2 or 3 or even at the end of round 1, now I've got 36% unbreakable, just going to tear through your fatal blow range and everything. So I really like the idea of them making more creative KB requirements, as Zombie puts it, because that's a lot of fun. And, you know, KBs are one of the fun systems to run around, to play around and work around within. So I think that's really cool. There's maybe a handful of characters that, like Sub-Zero, for example, the slide KB is like so good that it doesn't end up creating that weird game of what moves should I end my combos in with Sub-Zero. Like, it's fucking slide. Like, it's fucking slide. It's always been slide. And I think that maybe Sub-Zero could, like, an adjustment to, like, make it so that you could inspire players to want to use a different move and then whatever, but I think it's in a pretty healthy situation. Look at this, big damage from Armabot. Not gonna be quite enough. 420 though, you know what that means. 420 in the damage department. That means 42%, those of us who are good at math. There is no Shao Kahn health here to worry about, so you don't have to do any sort of calculations. That is all that 420 means. Where's my lighter? Oh. Get him. Finishing the string. Oh, look at that green blood all over the place. I think it's so cool that they like kept the wacky colored blood for certain characters where it's lore appropriate. Like, Spawn's got green blood. Let's get the green blood going, and it looks great. They definitely lean really heavy into the blood tech in this game. You can see with almost every single fatal blow having like frozen spurts of liquid in it because they want to be like, look at how cool our liquid is. But actually, it's pretty cool. Like, the way that it kind of like sprays out of the characters throughout the fight is tight. got green all over himself. It's like an awful episode of Nickelodeon. Oh, jeez. Speaking of Nickelodeon, did you guys hear that they're bringing back that Legends of the Hidden Temple show? That show was tight. That show was really fun. I remember watching a ton of that show, and rumor has it that when they're bringing it back, it is going to be, it's not going to be like, because the people that miss that show are like people that are my age. So the people that are going to be contestants on that show, it's not going to be a bunch of fucking kids again. It's going to be like young, like middle-aged people doing the challenges as like adults or whatever. Like the people that used to be fans of the show and watch it, now they're going to be the ones that get to do it, as opposed to like, let's watch a bunch of kids that don't even appreciate what's going on. So that's going to be super fun. Legends of the Hidden Temple. I think that's what the name is. Something about a hidden temple, and I remember there was a giant face in the temple that you would talk to, and kids had to wear helmets. Like for some of the challenges, so they were like the yellow team, and they were like the purple monkeys and the green iguanas or whatever. Like they had like weird like animal, like color plus animal, adjective, noun kind of thing. Did I do that right? Adjective, noun? I feel confident, but we'll find out. Justin's got 2 points though. See if Armabot can turn it around. Making a character switch here, perhaps. Liu Kang coming to the scene. Ooh, and Liu Kang in the purple god garb. Let's go. I love Fire God Liu Kang. I wish there was more skins like this. Also, I wish that they were willing to, like in the story, they have like lightning effects on it. I would have thought that'd be cool if they were to keep like the lightning effects on some of his moves, like treat it like a premium skin. I would have paid money to get like some weird Noob Saibot skin where like the clones are icy or whatever to like be a throwback. You know what I mean? Like there's ways that they could have done some cool skins for more than just Liu Kang and really lean into like having them be unique. That'd be probably my biggest wish for this game moving forward in general is I think that this fighting games are because of how much of the repetitive nature of just like hopping in and playing it. I think there are a bunch of casuals that just play the story, but there's a lot of people that it's just like get out there, get grinding, get out there, play sets, learn this character, get these matches, get on the ladder, do whatever. I think that this game could benefit from like some kind of battle pass to further inspire and promote people to get out there. Like, yo, grind out wins with this character, get this skin with whatever, and I think that'd be cool. Not to mention, if you look at these skins, like all of the Combat League skins, except for the last 3 seasons, but all of those are just like tweaks and changes to the color. So for example, the skins where everybody's glowing green, right? Green late Raiden. They could just make that skin for everybody. That could totally work for everybody if they wanted to. They could totally move that skin around and give it to a handful of other characters. Now, not every character needs it or whatever, but they totally could expand upon that stuff and like, this is what's in the battle pass. Like there's a lot of room for them to put more cool stuff into it that people will probably eventually mod into on the PC. I've already seen people mod in like Purple Lightning for Raiden, which I'm all about. Dude, I'd be a Raiden player if he had legit good Purple Lightning. That Christopher Lambert Lilac shit doesn't count. Look at this damage from Justin. Doesn't get the full combo. Yes, a combat pass. Zombies even got the proper name for it. That'd be perfect. That'd be perfect. Like, they are still clinging to the weird old age DLC model for selling new characters, which I think works, but there are other ways that they could continue to push stuff forward and monetize the game. Then I totally would. I'd buy a $20 battle pass to give me another treadmill to run on, which would also maybe push me to play certain other characters, and like you put challenges in there like flawless block attack 15 times. Now players need to go out there and work on their flawless block attacks if they want to unlock whatever thing. And some players will find that annoying, some players will find a friend to do it for free in a lobby and not have to worry about it, and other players will see that challenge as an inspiration to push them to get that little bit better, which is what those do, which is what those ultimately do. Some players find the lazy way, and some people rise to the occasion and they're like, oh man, the game forced me to get 5 downs with a shotgun, and now when I find a shotgun, I fuck people up because I like had to deal with it. So we'll see. Justin trying to make the comeback. First hit. Oh, not the comeback. He's got a big life lead. Armanbot gonna try, but defensive meter was gone. And that is gonna do it. Justin with the 3-0. Spawn too strong. Here's a real quick thing. Hadn't talked about it the whole time though, but Justin plays Spawn. This is rather unexpected. Hadn't seen him on Spawn before, but man, some supreme talent showing up here. Very nicely done. Let's go ahead and hop over to our bracket to pop that score in. As we move on to more lower bracket action, we're going to have Slick Beats versus Blackout coming up next. So Slick Beats versus Blackout will be our next match here. And speaking of, let's go ahead and get the predictions cashed out. Those of you guys that bet, coins are yours. And those of you guys that would like to bet on the Slick Beats Blackout match, feel free to do so. Excuse me. And I believe this is our first 3-0 of the evening here. So Justin definitely making quite the statement as he looks to march through this bracket here. But we will get Slick Beats and Blackout in here. Now, here the other cool thing is, everybody's been in the lobby so far. It's a top 8. We've already seen everybody, so we'll be able to very, very quickly find their names in my recent players and invite them right back, so the show should be trekking along smoothly here as we continue through the rest. Also, while we're waiting here, I do want to note that the prize pool for this season is going to be fueled by YouTube subs. So those of you guys that want to sub to my YouTube channel, which is free, no money, just free, go sub to the YouTube channel. Every sub in the YouTube channel is $1 in the prize pool. All of the videos get archived on the YouTube channel, so tomorrow this top 8 will be posted onto YouTube for anybody that wants to catch up, or if you missed some of the action, it's all kept there for safekeeping. And some more subs over there would be really helpful. Here's the other deal. I don't really care if you watch. You guys don't have to watch. You guys are here watching right now. I really appreciate that. Those of you guys that are watching live right now, so I'm not saying like, hey, make sure you watch all the videos. Watch what you want to watch, but what does help is if you do sub, the algorithm will be like, oh, this guy that likes Mortal Kombat sub to this channel, we're going to go ahead and show this channel to other people that like Mortal Kombat. So it does help kind of get my video in front of other people that maybe aren't familiar, if we do get the people that are familiar to sub, and then it'll kind of permeate through the rest of that. And $1 a piece for every single sub we get in there. So that's just free money we can throw at these competitors with little to no, it's a couple clicks. So that would be really appreciated. If you guys want to sub to the YouTube channel, Zombie went ahead and dropped the link in there. And like I said, I'm throwing money in the prize pool for it as well. So that is going to be hopefully a good way to generate some funds here for our players. We are currently just waiting on Slick Beats. I will send him an additional invite just in case. Because at this point, I begin to suspect something has gone amiss. Here you go, another one for Slick Beats. Join us here in the lobby, Slick Beats. Combat is about to commence. Excuse me. I guess some other quick housekeeping stuff here. Tomorrow I'll be on the mic on the official Xbox channel. The MK Ladder Week 3, which is the final week for qualifying, is happening. So I'm going to be on the mic with Mr. Joshua Gray. That is going to be a lot of fun. So those of you guys that are a fan of the content that we put on, it would really mean a lot for you guys to come through on the Xbox channel and show some support. Let them know that you guys are happy and grateful that they put on such an event, and just showing up and saying hi and kind of cheering me on in the chat would be really appreciated. This is a big opportunity and a long time coming, right? Like, we've been out here, the only one supporting Xbox for the longest time, and Xbox came through and they're supporting us. So they hired me to do commentary, so that's going to be really cool. I hope to put on a good show, and I hope that a lot of you guys are going to be there to witness it as well. Still waiting on Slick Beats right now. Not sure what's going on with Slick Beats. Attention, Slick Beats. Where art thou? Don't know what happened to Slick Beats. He was here earlier. We all saw. Slick Beats was here earlier. He might not be getting the invites, though. Or he might be in the middle of a ladder set. I don't know if he's been playing in the ladder. I'm going to message him on the internet just to let him know that I'm sending the invite, and just in case he's not getting invites and he doesn't have the Twitch chat open or whatever. These things do happen. So we're going to see if we can get a hold of him. If it takes too long, though, we'll move on to the next match, and then we'll unfortunately have to DQ him after that. Oh, never mind! Never mind. I got way too ahead of myself. Slick Beats half arrived, so I'm going to type his name, and we are going to bring up the action for all of us to bear witness to. Likely going to be Blackout versus Slick Beats, Aaron Black versus Kung Lao. Hell yeah, thank you so much, Mars Mendoza. Really appreciate that. Doubling down, I do not mind. Particularly if you use both of those YouTube accounts to watch Mortal Kombat stuff, because that's what I'm primarily after. The algorithm will know that Mortal Kombat fans are paying attention to what I'm doing, and then it will give them more. Because there is, without a doubt, a huge audience of people that enjoy Mortal Kombat tournaments and events and content, but just do not interact with Twitch, either because, you know, live stuff is hard to catch because of their scheduling or whatever, or just because they prefer YouTube as a means of digesting content. So being able to get us in front of more of those eyes, I think, is going to be really, really beneficial. Because looking at the numbers, the videos already do well enough. Like, enough people watch them and watch good chunks of them that, you know, I'm not really worried about, like, hey, you guys need to watch longer. You guys are doing great. Just a couple more clicks, and I think that we'll be in a really solid spot. Ooh, goes for the bonk, just lets the bonk rock. No follow-up, a throw instead. I gotta be honest, I don't think I've seen anybody do that before, and Blackout just sneaking one in there. Goes prone, 3 shots emptied, 3 shots left now in the clip, 2 now. Ooh, Scud Shot does not actually interact with the spiritual guidance. He's dead! This is a smart play from Slick Beats. Slick Beats, instead of opting for some kind of launcher or whatever, he's just going to go straight into the quick and easy Fatal Blow kill. One other thing to note, too, about Kung Lao's Fatal Blow is that Kung Lao's Fatal Blow is rather unreliable on airborne opponents. So doing it on a grounded opponent there, Slick Beats knew there was no fucking way his opponent was going to fall out of that. Saving that for later, there's like a 25% chance that your combo might drop if you try to do an airborne combo. So being willing to let go of Kung Lao's Fatal Blow, I think, is a good idea, because you just can't rely on it as often as other characters' Fatal Blows. So because of that, if you see a way to close a round out with it, definitely take it. Razor Rush, all going to be blocked. Beautiful recovery there. And the flawless block as well. Slick Beats definitely coming out swinging here on this one. Throw will get the side switch here. It's going to give Blackout more room to start to back away, although he's just going to get right into his opponent's face, but mistimes the meaty. The roll, I think, from Slick Beats, getting him the positioning he needs. Fatal Blow now available from Blackout. We've seen Blackout go for many a stray Fatal Blow. He's dead! We saw in the Kusanagi set, Blackout, when he had Fatal Blow, raw Fatal Blow was an option he was willing to take quite frequently. Sometimes it was because he wanted to lock his opponent on the acid, right? So you've got them sitting on the acid. Their natural response to being in the acid is to try to move out of it. You throw the Fatal Blow out there, you can catch them. If they block it, it's a ton of chip plus the acid damage, so it still is a decent grip of damage there anyway. But we definitely saw Blackout try to catch Kusanagi, I think like 2 or 3 times with that raw Fatal Blow there. So I think, you know, Slick Beats is definitely going to want to be aware that when he does start to corner Blackout and get him to that danger zone, that's when the teeth can really come out. Here we go, though. Game 2, of course, no switch in characters. As expected, anticipated here. I would not think that Blackout is likely going to be switching off of Aaron Black. This is the character he enjoys and has been enjoying since the MKX days. So very, very dedicated to continuing to push through with this character. And I think Aaron Black is, you know, we talk about a handful of characters and the way that, you know, their builds have kind of been stagnated. I think the obvious example is Jackie. Jackie has a ton of cool abilities that we never see because Upgraded is just so good. But Aaron Black is a character that doesn't really suffer from a problem where he's got one strict build that is the clear best. You see Scud Shot's a really strong move, but it's not always a great move. There are reasons to not take it. And then, you know, moves like the command grab, the low gunshot, those moves do actually make like decent arguments to compete with other moves in the kit to allow for players to, you know, kind of experiment and go with other builds. You're not seeing the same exact build from either of these characters. Both of these players have been playing these characters since X, true loyalists through and through, and both of these characters also do benefit from the variation system allowing some decent flexibility in their play. At least in the competitive scene, you see that flexibility. Beautiful pickup here. This is going to be off of the roll, so a KB, or the breakaway was available from Blackout, but he opted to hang on to it. Looking out for perhaps that armor break. Blackout, let's go with the Razor Rush again. Slick Beats trying to move into position, but so far he's just sitting there blocking, blocking, blocking.
It appears to be impervious to damage.
Oh, gets the opening. This is what he needs. A little bit of health left. Oh my goodness, not quite enough. The Z-Hat cancels into short hop. Boots waiting for him, but Slick Beats is still able to close it out. Very nicely done. Had some really strong momentum. Okay. Yo, what a beautiful challenge by Slick Beats. I honestly think that he is catching on to Blackout's patterns. He called out. That was a call out that Blackout was going to cancel into something, and he had hands waiting for him. Here's the lobotomy. That will get Slick Beats out of the corner, however. That is one of the dangers of using that interactable. You give up your positioning, and now just Z-Hats, triple Z-Hats, trying to put his opponent to sleep. Alright, gets away. Oh, wow, just gonna go in with the boots. The acid puddle's out. Blackout now waiting for his opponent to make a move. Flawless block attacks make an appearance here. Gonna go for the unclashable damage there with that low soul burst. Fatal blow is available though, and we talked about it earlier. Blackout's willingness to throw it out if he thinks he needs it. And there it is! You get your opponent stuck on the acid. They want to move away. They do not want to be anywhere near that acid, so they start jumping, they start walking. Those are bullets. Those are bullets you just walked into. And those bullets claim the game. 8.24 health remaining, but all that Blackout needed. A pixel gets the job done as the Cowboy ties the setup. Insane finish. Insane finish. So here we go. Game number 4 here.
The long battle ends now.
Not quite. And this is game number 3. This is to get the tie break here. So this is one of the interesting moments in the set when you have this back and forth. If Slick Beats can take another one, then the back and forth has kind of been maintained. Each player is subtly shifting, moving pieces forward further on the board, then their opponent kind of moves some other stuff up. But if Blackout can get 2 in a row back-to-back, that's going to send a message that Slick Beats is not going to want to hear. And that message is, Blackout knows what's going on now. He's figured it out. He's just taken 2 in a row. The strategy he brought on game 1 is no longer working. And it's clear that Slick Beats needs to make a change. So Slick Beats is obviously going to be looking to make this change here before Blackout can establish a big lead. And we'll see if that ends up working out. I did notice an escape fail.
That failed again.
Gotta watch out for that crushing blow here on the back throw now from Slick Beats. And it's a great tool to have right off the grip. He has immediately now got access to that. Oh.
Here's retaliation.
Oh, he actually canceled it off the hit. Waiting. Block shots, staying inside of that acid, not worried about it. Dude, do you see the movement there from Slick Beats? Just barely kind of leapfrogging across the screen to keep those super low to the ground dive kicks from being blocked and just get him the mobility needed to get in. Unfortunately, not able to stay in as Blackout continues to let rip. 3 bullets left, though, so already more than half the clip gone here. And that's one of the things, too. If you're really relying on the rifle bullets, you cannot use more of them. Oh my god, he got the armor break and didn't commit to the KB. That is a little tough. Still forces his opponent off the defensive meter, though. Okay. Going in. Puts himself right back into that acid puddle, though. Beautiful whiff punish. You've seen Blackout do that quite a bit as well. He kind of comes in, gets a little aggressive, and then he just starts walking away. And he wants to see what his opponent will do. And we see Slick Beats kind of going for these jump-ins, but Blackout is just walking back, and he's out of range of these jump-ins. And when Slick Beats is pushing buttons in the air, trying to swing, he actually has recovery that he has to deal with when he lands. So that's allowed Blackout to get a whiff punish there. And that was a beautiful play, and we've seen Blackout doing that approach multiple times throughout this set here. Just putting the acid out, backing away, gauging his opponent's response, and then acting accordingly. And it is working out 2 in a row here for the Cowboys. Slick Beats now on the back foot, needs to come up with an answer, and this answer needs to be good for 2 in a row. He cannot afford the back and forth to continue. He needs to get these next 2 games in the bag if he wants to stay alive. Blackout is, of course, coming off of a victory last weekend. He was our Nightmare Series champion for week number 2. So if he can get back-to-back victories, that's going to be huge here for him. Blackout definitely has something to prove by looking to say that he is to be considered one of the best on Xbox here. Slick Beats, though, still in the running for points as well, having a really strong season start. But somebody's season or week is going to come to an end here. They will be going out in 5th place, so that's going to be 100 points. Still a decent amount, but many, many more points on the table for others to earn here, and that is what these players are after. Goes for the ground burst, not going to catch. Here's the jump in. Good defense, though, and Blackout finds a hit with the short hop. This is all meterless, though. Cool, now 25% meterless. That's really good. That is really good. And he can spend some meter to turn that into 35. Like, he's got options if he wants to go to town on you. Okay, in the acid, be careful. And there's that 1-2-1 string. It only, the final hit, that 3rd hit where he switches sides, only comes out on hit. So, as far as a hit confirm, one of the easiest. You can basically let rip with the whole thing, and on block, doesn't come out, you're safe. On hit, full launcher if you want it. And nice setup there from Slick. He's going to take that round. Blackout tried to yet again set the acid up and get the mad chip from the fatal blow being blocked, but Slick Beats able to weather the storm, had enough life in the tank to deal with it. Here's going to be a launcher now. Breakaway is available. Will Blackout spend it? No, going to hang on to that defensive meter. For what use? What will he spend it on next? Okay, good block so far, though. Slick Beats has not been touched yet. Backing away. Oh, just barely out of range. Both players whiffing. Here's the opening that Blackout needs, though. This is the launcher. Slick Beats is close.
The opponent is weak. What an opportunity!
Can he close it out? Oh, went for a Z-hat. This is going to cost him big time with the fatal blow. This may very well even be enough damage here.
This match has come down to the wire.
This last shot does hit for quite a bit. It will be enough. Yes, indeed. Blackout on the board. Final round set point available here for him. If he can get another one, it is over. All right. Getting in there. Ooh, there's the launcher. Caught him a little bit too aggressive there. Perhaps, though, Blackout was suspecting Slick Beats would go for the cancel, right? I mean, he can do the stance and then cancel it and keep pressure going afterwards. So sometimes you just have to try to make a read on what they're going to try and see if you can catch him. That time, Blackout was wrong. Again, guessing wrong. Here's the crushing blow. No, not the crushing blow. The brutality instead.
That was brutal!
Damn right it was, Trevor. You tell him. So here we go with game number 5 about to be underway. A beautiful response here from Slick Beats. He's got the answers. And this is going to come down to, yet again, the final game in the set here between these two. Now you can say it. Well, I don't know what he was trying to say, so.
We're seeing the final act in this match.
We are seeing the final act in this match. One left. It's all come down to this, and as expected, of course, no changes from characters. Both players have been using the same character throughout the tournament, not just in this match. Like, these are true loyalists, and you love to see it. It's really starting to show.
They're eyeing each other warily.
Ooh, acid puddles out, but Slick Beats is right over it. They're trying to catch the Blackout swinging, but it's actually going to full whiff. Big punish from Blackout. That's the adjustment. We saw Slick Beats catching him, I think, 2 or 3 times with the stray spiritual guidance stuff, and that time Blackout, he was a little more patient and didn't get caught. He tried to retaliate, not going to happen. Breakaway will come out here.
hit! That inflicted some damage.
Oh, low slide, just catching him. That's going to be big.
A crushing blow!
Alright, that kicks in. Fatal blow now available. Will he get the chance? The rifle's empty. Whoa! Ducking underneath it. That almost got pretty wild, but Slick Beats was still able to maintain control. Only a little bit of health remains for the Shaolin, and he's not going to get a chance to open up with that fatal blow. That's what Slick Beats was looking for, though, quite honestly. He was looking for an opening into fatal blow. He had it queued up and ready to go. So good defense there from Blackout to not allow himself to get opened up like that. Here's an opening, though, again in round 2. Slick Beats 289 on the board. Z-Hat is let rip twice in a row with the amplified Z-Hat. Good sweep. Here we go. Side switch. Now, will we see a breakaway? No. Honestly, I think Blackout's going to save the breakaway for round 3. He's got too much of a life lead to make up right now. I think that Blackout's going to keep that defensive meter. He does not want to be without a breakaway in round 3, particularly against Kung Lao, a character that can really, really devastate a life bar if you let him get away with it. And no breakaway is a prime example of letting him get away with it, because now he's able to spend all of his meter, 35, 40% coming at you if he gets the right setup. Here we go, final round. Both players full sticks of meter. Who will spend first? Launcher comes out. Blackout hangs onto his bars, 30% to do so, and uses it on an interactable instead. Oh, too slow for the punish there. That's the thing, is he's trying to whiff punish that. That move is safe if you block it. So he's trying to cause it to whiff and then get the punish. So a little bit too slow on that one. Slick Beats with the cancel, finds the opening. Breakaway is there. Blackout wisely waiting because he didn't want to get armor broken, but now it is still starting to slip away from the Cowboy. YOLO slide connects. Armor break attempt. No way. This is big. Crushing blow is out. Now the fatal blow is in the tank. Oh! He went for rifle crushing blow combo. That is what Blackout went for there. Blackout went for bonk into shot, which would have emptied the rifle, and then crushing blow afterward, and then fatal blow to close it out. I think that is what Blackout's approach was there, but the invulnerability on the get-up attack is going to, of course, put all of that to an end, and Slick Beats is going to move on. So Slick Beats will survive that one. And let's go back over to our bracket, pop that in, and see what is going on with our next set of the evening, which is, of course, going to be Muerto versus Justin. Those of you guys that did place some bets on that prediction, though, we can go ahead and cash you guys out. Congratulations, Slick Beats bettors, making some coins on this one. And let's go ahead and get a new prediction up for Justin versus Muerto. I think I did it right. Apologies if I didn't. Alright, so this one, super close set. And then we want Armabot. There's one. And Justin, the other half of the equation. And the winner of this will go on to face off against Slick Beats. Now, that's not going to be our next match. Instead, we're going to have Shirai Pain versus Ice Scorpion as our follow-up match to this one right here. Definitely getting down to the wire here. We're at the halfway point for the most part. 5 sets down. I think 5 left to go, if math serves me right. So we are at the halfway mark, and we'll see how this all plays out. We got 5 competitors remaining. After this match, there will be but 4 left. Will it be Muerto or Justin, though, that heads home early? Justin, we saw a kind of a debut, might be the wrong word, but it's been a while, if ever, that we've seen his spawn. So saw a bit of a new character, or a returning character for Justin, doing some real strong work in that set. And Muerto, he's been kind of bouncing back and forth between Kung Lao and a bit of Aaron Black here. So we'll see what comes of that. Not Kung Lao, Liu Kang. Liu Kang and Aaron Black. So we'll see what ends up happening with that. still just waiting on our competitors to join us. We'll go ahead and get some new invites out to them. Oh, I invited the wrong one too, so that's part of it. Whoops. I invited Armonbot and he already lost to Justin, so good thing he did not join. Please don't join Armonbot, my bad. I didn't mean to put salt in the wound. That was just my bad. I got confused. Wrong LS. Of course, Justin may be also playing in the ladder as well today, so we'll see. I'll give Justin another invite. It can be done, no problemo, Justin. Bam, invite has been sent. Come on down. We do have Muerto in our lobby, however, though. So, beginning to have the match take shape here. This is, of course, top 8 action here. Lower bracket, this is the quarterfinal. Winner goes on to face off against Slick Beats. Loser goes home in 5th place. They will be tied with Blackout, so 100 points are going to be coming their way. That's how many Blackout earned. And then Kusanagi and Armabot, I believe they got 75 points apiece for their 7th place finishes. So players not leaving here empty-handed. There's definitely, you know, things to be acquired to further pad your attempt at making it into the finale, which is where the money is going to be at. And speaking of the money, every YouTube sub is $1 in the prize pool. So if you guys want to support the players for free without having to donate or throw any cash, you guys are more than welcome to sub to the YouTube, and I'll put $1 for every sub in the YouTube that we get. We started at like $4.10. So for every sub beyond that, we'll go ahead and throw some cash at these folks as well. And of course, those of you guys that want to support the prize pool in the traditional way, you can donate, or we also put money from the subs and bits and everything else also goes towards the prize pools. So multiple ways to support and make sure that we do have some cool cash prize pools going down for these players, so they've got something to fight over. That is very important, that not only we give them a good stage to fight over and to fight upon, but we also want to give them a good reward to kind of be duking it out in contention for. So we'd like to hook these players up with some stacks of cash for their trouble, because they put on such a great show. They truly do. We'll see, though, here. Game 1, Muerto no longer going with Liu Kang out of the gate. He's going to be opting with Aaron Black. We'll see what Justin says about that. Rain, I'm into it. I will be right back. I'm going to grab a water. I don't have a co-commentator that I can trust with longer sentences, so we're just going to have to leave it to Trevor to entertain you with some absolute nonsense.
Both battlers still look fresh and ready for more.
They haven't fought yet, you idiot. So Justin able to take that one. 40 seconds is all it took for the Denian to submerge Muerto on that one. Let's see if he can do it with equal pace here. Muerto trying to get something started here with those back 2-2 swings into the low Peacemaker as well. So, you know, everybody talks about Aaron Black and the low slide. That's his primary kind of mix tool. Low Peacemaker introduces a new low tool that is a little safer and doesn't leave you as point blank. Like when somebody blocks a slide, you're right up on them. Peacemaker, though, he backs up for it. I do believe he's still punishable, but it'll be kind of up to Justin if he knows what the punish is, right? And that might not be something that he's really labbed. And I think the other cool thing to note real quick while we're talking about characters is that, and Peacemaker even, is that Muerto is, of course, playing a alternate version to what Blackout was bringing. Blackout had the more solid and safe variety of Aaron Black, and here we see the command grab as well as that low Peacemaker. So Muerto playing a little bit more of a risky variety, but still quite effective here. Gonna get the boot drop to connect, and the command grab into the acid is absolutely gonna finish the job. Muerto on the board here with this very interesting Aaron Black pick. This is actually the Aaron Black build that I run. I'm not sure what the third ability is. I run Enhanced Lock and Loaded, the rifle stuff, just because the rifle stuff is, that feels mandatory. It's too good of a tool. It's a launcher, all sorts of stuff, for no meter, mind you, that it does feel like that's probably a mandatory move. But the other moves that accent and complement it, you can kind of mix and match. Okay, goes for the low shot, gonna catch the opponent in the knee here. Forward 3 finds its mark as well. Muerto running out of health. Fatal Blow now available. Oh, he's just gonna let it rip with that slide. Justin gonna sit in that acid and just kind of weather the storm, see what's going on. Fatal Blow available now for both combatants. Blocks the drop kick. Poke trades. Next hit could do it from either side. Yo! Oh, but you can't convert from Hydro Boost into Fatal Blow, so Justin has to find another hit, and find that hit he shall. Game 1 going to Rain. That was close.
The tense battle continues.
Indeed it does. Game 2 about to be underway here. Muerto has the opportunity to switch now. Like we were saying earlier, he does have a Liu Kang. We've seen it before. I am curious if he's going to maybe now rely back on that Liu Kang, because we've seen him make a switch before, or if he still thinks that Aaron Black can do it. With how close that game was, I don't think there were any strong signals to say Aaron Black can't do this, right? He got very close to closing it out. So I think keeping the course and sticking to Aaron Black is not an awful idea. It looks like Muerto agrees as well, as he is going to be reprising his role as the cowboy here in this one. Where is it going to go down, though? The Lost Hive of the Titan appears to be the place. Not a lot of great interactables on this one. Obviously, every stage has interactables, some for mobility, some for offense. This one, yeah, there's some eggs to throw, but they're very easy to duck. So this stage I don't think is going to have too heavy of an impact. I don't remember if either of the corners have escapes as well. One of them has the eggs you can stomp on. I guess that's more of a defense-oriented one. And then, of course, there's that ovipositor hanging from that bug right behind them there that you can kind of see it glowing there. You can also attack your opponent with that, but it's not an overhead or a low, so it doesn't end up applying like a new mix, and they don't do enough damage, and they're too unreliable, right? Like if you whiff that, it costs you a bar of defensive meter. It's going to take you forever to finish your recovery, and you're going to get punished and have no breakaway to get out of it. So I don't think we'll end up seeing that interactable being used other than like maybe a random hit in the neutral. Alright, here we go. Justin claims that first round, continuing his momentum here from game 1. Is the opening. Geyser Palm keeps the damage going. Ooh, goes for a double Geyser Palm, expecting a early break there, but just a little bit off on the timing. Although, I gotta be honest, you can break away out of Geyser Palm after it's been amplified before it launches you. Like, it's one of those moves that breakaway doesn't appropriately work with. So Muerto maybe just mistiming his breakaway, because there's a way to safely get out of Geyser Palm without having to worry about any kind of follow-up at all. Or a break, or an armor break even, because, you know, obviously Rain does have an armor break. His armor break's not great, but it does exist. Okay. Muerto gonna get himself out of the corner. Very important here that he has some room to move around with. Scud Shot will stop the guitar as well. And now a Fatal Blow could work. So Justin needs to be careful. He can't just throw stuff! He tries to throw his whole body. You saw that wave dash up. Forward 3, I think, was coming, going for that really far range kick, but Muerto is going to just stand his ground and draw on him with those guns. Pistols blazing. Round 3 going to be underway after that.
This battle's outcome is still far from certain.
Oh, absolutely. Anybody could be walking away from this one. Alright. for the low tide. You'll love to see it. That sneaky little mix-up there. Doesn't get any damage out of it, but it does exist as a, an extra layer of mix-up that Rain has access to. More low tide. Ooh, the crushing blow!
Additional damage in an already difficult situation.
Oh, that actually got him with the last hit. I think Justin may have eaten that hit on purpose, though, because that allowed him to get hit, and then back to being able to wake up. So Justin is going to close out game 2 as well. A 2-0 lead now being established, and right now, looking at the bracket, we can take a quick peek at the bracket here. Justin's the only one with a 3-0. Okay, the only 3-0 that has happened tonight, Justin got it earlier. And Justin is right now on the verge of adding another one to the list. Which means that Justin is playing out of his mind right now. And the momentum, the warm-up that he's going to be getting in the loser's bracket, which is where he is right now, is going to be quite fearsome when it comes up against his future opponents. Slick Beats has not been having an easy of a time. Scorpion and Shirai Ryu on the top end, not having as easy of a time. Hey, no worries, Mr. Vort, you're good. So the lack of, momentum or good news on their end, Justin might be able to just parlay that into. And I would say Justin is too one of the more talented players that we just totally have here in this bracket through and through. Him and his brother are non-stop top 8 competitors here. So Justin being on the loser side is already a bit of a oddity, and Justin totally proving that to be the case, because like, yo, look, I'm on the losers bracket, me, Mr. 3-0 is on the losers bracket. We'll see about that. I don't know how it got here. Justin may have even gotten DQ'd into the losers bracket. It has happened before. The Canadians go for challenge mode, and they just want the longer, more sets ride anyway. Alright, here's the opening Geyser Palm. We'll get the damage. Gonna just go for a quick forward 3, maybe expecting a breakaway. That should be Rain's armor break. I'd be totally fine if that was his armor break. Fuck Argus Plunge. Actually, no, because then I can't cancel into it, but still. There should be more than one armor break. There should be a bunch of armor breaks. Not all of them need to be crushing blow, like, just, like, big change or swing deciders. It can just be, like, this move that does less damage also deals with you if you're trying to get out of my damage. Ooh, ducking under the shots. There's that low tide again. Damn, Slick Beats beat Justin? That's tight. Slick Beats on a tear, which means if Justin wins this next round, we got the run back here, because the winner of this set goes on to face Justin. Ooh, escape failed yet again. Got to be careful.
Oh no, that failed again.
Gotta be quicker with Trevor. I can say it, but I need to be good at getting Trevor to say it. Okay, this is gonna be KB.
Additional damage in an already difficult situation.
Breakaway comes out, low shots coming through. Okay, this is good. Gets the Argus Plunge, corner carry as well. Look at that though, 236. That damage is awful. And there it is, cashing out the KB. One more hit to go. He spends his defensive meter. He won't be able to survive the chip. He needed Scud Shot there. I think he needed Scud Shot there. If he had Scud Shot would have beat that guitar, but otherwise, because he had spent his defensive meter, that was just a guaranteed bad day there for Muerto, unable to block that mid guitar. So we will be seeing Justin continue to move along here. Very nicely done. He will face off against Slick Beats in our loser semifinals. But before we get there, we must, of course, do our winners finals. They have been patiently waiting. Let's hop back over to our bracket and prepare ourselves for the winners finals between Shirai Ryu Pain FZ and Scorpion. Alright, name placed into the proper spot. Scores, of course, ever important to let the tale of what happened here be known. 3-0 to Justin. Justin on a tear right now. Looking to add some more names to that list. Only 4 competitors remain. We started with 8. We've only got 4 left. And it is Slick Beats and Justin on the lower bracket side, and Shirai Ryu Pain and Scorpion on the upper side. Let's go ahead and get Shirai Ryu and Scorpion in here to see which one of them remains on the upper side and takes that winner's side of Grand Finals. A very, very nice spot to be in indeed. invites have been sent. We'll also go ahead and cash you guys out. Those of you guys that thought Justin would take it, you were right. Justin did take it. And we're going to go ahead and now allow you guys to place your predictions on who you think is taking this next one. Is it going to be Shirai Ryu in Pain, or is it going to be Scorpion? Predictions are up. Let's go. So I'm just waiting on our competitors to get here. Oh, and looks like they're already here. We got Scorpion on one side and Shirai Ryu right on the other. They came quite quick, actually, which I'm into. I want you guys to be here fast, rapido. We can get these matches rolling, and here we go. Shirai Ryu making his character selection. We saw earlier Fujin and I don't remember, Fujin and something else from Shirai. Oh, Fujin and Geras. But now Shirai Ryu is going straight to Kung Lao. Kung Lao is what I was talking about, was kind of his anchor character. This is the character that in past times it seemed like when Shirai Ryu's back was all the way up against the wall, Kung Lao is who he would rely on to get the job done. Much like how Scorpion relies on Jackie to get the job done, right? You really push Jackie, put him down to where you're on set point. If you push Scorpion that far, that's when his Jackie will come out. Interesting to note, though, that Shirai Ryu just won with Geras, and now Scorpion maybe trying to let him know, let me show you how Geras works. So interesting that Scorpion going with Geras for the first time. We have not seen Scorpion's Geras here today, but here he is going to be busting it out. Let's see how effective it is against what many would say is Shirai Ryu's best character, his Kung Lao. Caught him. And there we go. Big damage. Look at this. He's going to actually cash out that KB at the end to 43%. The damage on that final hit is not as much as one might like, to be honest. That KB there is a little heavy on the scaling, but still a huge lead that he had briefly established. But he's actually going to... Oh, no! He had it ready? Wow. I didn't see him whiff 3 of those. When did he whiff those? I don't remember that. Okay, gonna get caught. Wow, he's just gonna go for that raw knee into that sand choke as well. So, I mean, that would have been very unsafe on block. He does it again. Just going for that knee straight into the sand choke. Scorpion needs to be careful if Shirai Ryu catches onto that. That is a risk that he's taking here. Here's gonna be a crushing blow as well. Now, there is a breakaway on the side of Geras. It will make an appearance here. Now, no breakaway to stop this damage, and this is where Shirai Ryu is going to start to really build his life lead. Damage in the corner, good blocks though, but plus frames afterward, and now the blocks on the other side. Ooh, and he's got him. Nicely done.
Final round. Fight.
And here we go, final round.
This showdown appears to be coming to an end.
Oh, big boots. Neither player able to find an opening here. Okay, here's the launcher though. Oh, tried for the breakaway. See, that's the other thing too. Like he should have been rewarded for that, but like he timed it weird. And like in terms of your opponent's breakaway, they can time their breakaway weird. Like you have to read. Not only do you have to read that they're gonna do it, but you have to read like the specific when they're gonna do it too, to some degree. And that's a big ask for players. And if they get it wrong, it can be particularly devastating in certain situations as well. Look at this onslaught.
The power of the combatants can be felt even in the broadcast booth.
Ooh, got him with the wake-up fatal blow. Last-ditch attempt here from Scorpion. And this is not over yet.
The tense battle continues.
Ooh, blocks it. Blocks it
That
again.
was blocked.
Oh, jump kick. Gotta be careful. Shirai Ryu takes that first game. But like I was saying, I've never seen Scorpion play Geras before. Was he trying to send a weird message with the Geras pick? I don't really know what that Geras pick was about. Message not received, though. Shirai Ryu comes out on top on that one. So I think we could end up seeing a switch here from Scorpion, but only a matter of time to tell. Also, Speaking of time, not a lot of time left on the predictions. Those of you guys that still want to place your bets, feel free to do so. 30 seconds left on that to let your voice be known and your vote be known on who you think is going to take it, and you can win some channel points in the process. Okay. So now Scorpion switches over to, oddly enough, Scorpion. I don't know how often that happens. Yes, MK11 can be played on PC. Unfortunately, the crossplay doesn't work between PC and console, so you can only play with other PC players, which is not great. But there is a really a community on every console. So there is a PC community. They do hold tournaments, and there are good players from even like the MK community at large that do just sometimes play on PC, you know, like Pretty Boy Jacko, Black Lives Matter. I think Vanity was talking about playing on PC. So there's players from all sorts of different kind of scopes as well playing on PC. And the game, the coolest thing about PC is how beautiful the game looks. 60 frames a second at all times. It truly is gorgeous if you've got the rig to run it. This is going to be a big crushing blow. Shirai Ryu finds a huge opening, and Scorpion doesn't have the breakaway to get out of it. I'm pretty sure it's on Steam. You might need to look under, like, MK11 might be too niche. Like, you might need to look for, like, Mortal Kombat Complete Edition, because there's a couple of different editions now, so you might have to dig a little bit, but I am almost certain that it is on Steam as well. I don't play it on PC, but I'm pretty sure that I know it's on PC, and I'm pretty sure that Steam is the primary way to locate it. So it should be in there somewhere. Yeah, so yeah, Motex is right. I've seen it as low as like $10 on Steam as well. You can get the base game for super cheap if you're looking to dive in. And there's, for the amount of content that you get in the base game, is a ton. Ooh, nice whiff punish there. The sword just barely closing that gap here. Yeah, see, there you go. Zombie's got the link for the game in Steam. So if you needed any additional guidance, it's right there. Okay, here we go. KB gonna cash out. The bleed shall commence. Use a get-up attack here. Fatal Blow is available. He doesn't opt to go into anything there, though. Empty short hop. Gonna get thrown. No KB loaded, though, so he's still alive. Oh, empty kick into teleport cancel, but the throw after is gonna do it. So we've got a final round here. Is this Scorpion pick what Scorpion needed?
It's super effective!
Oh, this item is currently unavailable in your region. Okay, that might be part of it. I guess I assume that the majority of you guys are from United States just because. Not a good idea for me to do that, to be honest, thinking about it. But I just assume you guys are, I assume you guys are like my neighbors. Like, I might run into you at the grocery store. That's how close I assume all of you guys are. But if you're from a particular region where it's not allowed, I'm trying to think, where is MK banned? I don't remember. Like, there's got to be only a very small list of places where it's not allowed. I know it's a gory game and kind of triggers the sensitivity ratings in, like it's like Peggy 18 in, like, Australia and shit, but I'm pretty sure it's still allowed. Look at this Shirai Ryu. Doesn't have a lot left to work with, but it is enough to work with. Fatal Blow. He doesn't find the hit. And the Buzzsaw is going to be out there, but... Ooh, here's a Fatal Blow finding the hit. A little BM coming from Scorpion. You wanted to show me a cutscene? Have a cutscene yourself. Yes, if you get a VPN... If you use a VPN, you can likely pretend you're from a different country. I'm not sure what kind of hoops you might have to run. Like, I don't know what kind of a stat, like what your Steam account currently says. Like, you may have to, there may be a little bit of extra work because your Steam account probably already knows where you live, so you might have to convince it that you moved or yada yada yada. But I'm sure that if you use a VPN, you could pretend you're from somewhere else and get around that. That is a common way that most people avoid that kind of stuff. Region locking is a thing of the past for the people that are willing to do the work to get around it, and it's not a lot of work. Honestly, most people have done the work for you. It's are you willing to open up your wallet and pay for the service that will do the work for you? Because you can get a VPN that'll let you get in there. And then, I gotta say, once you own the game, I feel like maybe I shouldn't be talking about this, but once you own the game, you can play it wherever. Like you don't you shouldn't know. Well, I guess you may run into problems if the servers aren't allowed to run in your country as well. Like if there's some other overlap with where you're at. But once you have the game, you should be good to run it regardless of where you're at that point. Like you should only need the VPN for the initial spoof on the purchase. But I don't know. I haven't had to do that before, so this is all speculation. Here's that Cabal that Shiryu has though. So he started off with Kung Lao, which I had kind of pegged as his final character, but Kung Lao will be the opener, and it's going to be Cabal looking to maybe turn things around here. Although he might just prefer the Cabal Scorpion matchup, right? Not necessarily sure that you know it's a great matchup for Kung Lao versus Scorpion, or maybe there's just something about it. Because I think part of the thing too is Shiryu is a player that clearly likes multiple characters and plays multiple characters. So the fact that he does play multiple characters, I think, is a really effective way for him to kind of be like, all right, well, I prefer this matchup, even if it's a matchup that's not tough on Kung Lao. If he likes Cabal better, then he likes Cabal better. Oh, there's a new VPN for Warzone that came out. How do they put out a VPN that's Warzone specific? That seems weird. Because the thing about VPNs and consoles is you have to, so in order for a VPN is like you run through a program and then it tells you your whatever you're communicating with that you're from somewhere else. But most of the times you have to have like a program installed onto your thing, or it's like you go to a website and then it'll like run the thing from there. But you can't do that on a PlayStation or an Xbox. So what you have to do for those is you have to get a VPN that you can load up into your modem, and you can like load it through your modem in the back end, and then everything that goes through your modem, so your computer, your Xbox, your phone, everything will route through that VPN and then be somewhere else. Oh, you get servers in India? Wait, is that what it's for? It's not even for people... I thought it was for people to not get DDoSed. It's for people to get matched up with all the bots? That is hilarious. It's for people to pretend that they're from, like, underdeveloped COD nations so that they can... Like, you guys are just learning about shotguns, huh? Let me play. Hilarious. Unless you mean actual bots, which would be like if they have like server farms of all the bots and they just play matches by themselves while they're waiting. Which would be weird, but maybe. Oh, careful. Does Warzone have fake players? I remember running into fake players in Fortnite. It's very weird, and you can totally tell that they're not real people. So it's like, it doesn't even feel satisfying killing them. Oh, I could see that, yeah. They don't care. Like, the thumbnail and people that are just gonna skip through the video don't realize that they're just shooting people that aren't paying attention. Okay. That's pretty hilarious. Ooh, oh wow, Forbidden Strings coming out. Of course, we do see Scorpion on his Jackie, which Jackie is what Scorpion kind of relies on when the going gets real tough. When he's had enough of your shit, he's going straight to the top of the tier list to end your run. And he's been able to do it to almost everybody he's encountered. Very few players have been able to stop him. Oh, is there a Warzone MMR site? That's pretty hilarious. It kind of makes sense, though, that, like, with how big that game is, that there is some place that aggregates all of that data, including your MMR stuff. Oh, yeah, it's not official. That's the worst part, too. Because wasn't there some Warzone betting site, too, that got shut down? Like, people were doing kill races on some website that ended up getting shut down. Or maybe that was just people were doing money, like game battles for money kind of thing. KB out of nowhere. Oh, beautiful whiff punish. Gonna be the KB that gets rid of the fire. Is there a way to do Warzone private lobbies yet? Have they found a way to like do like like I have me and a bunch of my friends are gonna do like literally just us playing Warzone? Because that's cool. I want to see more of that. I've been playing Apex Legends recently, for example, and the new 3v3 mode that they have in that is a lot of fun. I would love to find a way to do like a 3v3 tournament for Apex Legends. I don't know what spectating looks like in that game, but those maps it's not like a big pain in the ass to spectate around those maps either, because it's the 3v3 maps, and then you can just get like a bunch of squads or whatever and get them through. I think, but you obviously have to have the means of facilitating that matchmaking as well. Alright, so here we go. Final game, and youre now switching back over to Kung Lao. So maybe he went with Kung Lao out of the gate because he was anticipating Jackie. He likes some of these other matchups with his Cabal pick, but now that it's back to Jackie, this is what Kung Lao is for. It's for dealing with Scorpion's Jackie.
Round 1, fight.
Oh, okay, you have to get a certain amount of people to let it open up. I guess it's because they don't want to be running a bunch of servers for 7 people, because that does nonetheless take server room, and for a free game, you know, every little fucking 9-year-old and his little brother are gonna like, come on, let's go get a real win in a fucking 4-player lobby. Like, there would be tons of those lobbies up and running. I guess Fortnite does it though, right? In Fortnite, you can get you and your stupid friends to pretend that you're good at the game. Alright, Buzzsaw's out. Man, I have been staring at this musical note for a while. I gotta play this song real quick.
Breathe deep. Oh, that's death.
What's my name, man?
Round 2, fight.
Man, I can't remember the last time I played Warzone. I've been having fun with Apex Legends though, although I will be honest, since the 3v3 dropped in Season 9, I've barely played any of the actual Battle Royale proper. Look at this, youre. He can close this out. He needs to get this round, and then it's going to be final round, final game. There it goes! Okay, we got ourselves a real match. It is all down to this. Next health bar loses, or wins, depends on perspective. Yeah, I saw that. They got like the Rambo and Bruce Willis. That looks like interesting, but not enough for me to give a shit. Because didn't they change the whole map? It's all 80s, like they went back in time. Dude, 500 damage on Jackie. youre is off to a great start right now. Yes, Payne is in Mexico. Both of these players are from Mexico. I think 5 out of the top 8, maybe 4, maybe it's half. Yeah, it's half. Because Justin, Blackout, Slick Beats, and Kusanagi are from not Mexico, because Justin's from Canada, technically. But then Armand, youre, Scorpion, and Muerto are all from Mexico. So this was El Nightmare Series. Premier Tournamente de la Xbox. Not enough? Dude, I can't believe that after that 50%, he's still got to keep doing it. Okay, he's got him. D3 Fatal Blow works. Jeez. Here we go. youre Payne is going to take it, though. And that was, by the way, I may have forgotten. It's not going to be really helpful. Winners Finals. Whoops. Winners Finals. So let's go ahead and hop back over to our bracket. We've got a couple more scores to pop in there here. The results from the Scorpion versus youre match. And I gotta say, I think this is a big finish here for youre. Nothing against youre. He's a really talented player, but I think the favorite on this one would have likely been Scorpion. That was a close game. It was still a close game. But I think the favorite on that one would have likely been Scorpion. Scorpion's, he's just got a longer list of accolades. Shirai, like I said, really good player, obviously. He just won. But Scorpion's got, you know, #1 spot in Liga Latina. Multiple victories in ESL. Multiple victories in the Nightmare Series. I do not believe that Shirai Ryu Pain has won a Nightmare Series before. But right now, he just guaranteed himself 2nd place at the worst, and he's got a real solid shot of bringing home his first Nightmare Series victory, and taking out Scorpion on the winner's side was the first step to a glorious finish for him here tonight. Let's see if he can get that done. We've got to also, of course, drop Scorpion down into the loser's bracket because he is still alive. And speaking of the loser's bracket, we are going to now summon Slick Beats and Justin, the last of our competitors that have been hanging out in the lower bracket trenches for quite some time now. And they are going to duke it out. And, of course, as mentioned earlier, I believe Zombie went and did some quick research and noted that Justin is in the loser's bracket because of Slick Beats. Slick Beats is the reason that Justin is in this loser's bracket, and Justin has been tearing it up since then. So Justin is now looking to obviously overcome his previous person that beat him. But if Justin can beat Slick Beats, nobody else has proven that they can beat Justin. So this is big. This is really big. And Justin looking to kind of say that was not supposed to happen, and it's not going to happen again. So we'll see how that ends up going here. But Slick Beats versus Justin is going to be a run back. And I got to say, a run back that we probably would have liked to have seen on the stream. Sadly, we didn't get to see that match. We can't view them all. But sounds like a really, really exciting match. And I am very curious indeed as to who is going to walk away from it on this one. So invites have been sent here. We do have Justin in the lobby, just waiting on Slick Beats then to join us. Oh, and speak of the devil, he is here as well. So we're going to go ahead and bring this thing full screen and get this match underway of Justin versus Slick Beats. Also, before we get too far along, let's go ahead and dish out some of the predictions. Shirai Ryu Pain taking home the coins for those that bet on him. And we're going to go ahead and get a... Whoa, what? Okay, we're going to go ahead and get a new prediction up here for this match right here. So you guys can go ahead and place your bets on who you think is going to win between Justin and Slick Beats. Keep in mind, according to the bracket, Slick Beats won the previous time that they encountered one another. And this has also been the only player that Justin hasn't been able to deal with. So I think it's a question of, like, if Slick Beats still has Justin's number, obviously he's going to take him down. But if Justin has learned from their previous duel, then Justin may just prove to be an incredibly force to be reckoned with throughout the rest of this bracket as well. Like I was saying earlier, only player tonight to hit 3-0s. There's been 2 3-0s tonight. Both of them have been at Justin's hand. He's been the only player that has been able to completely shut out his opponents. And we're going to see if he can do it to Slick Beats here. Slick Beats shut him out last time. We do see Justin, though, not fucking around, not playing Spawn, not playing Rain. He is going with his character that he played early on, and this is Scorpion. This is what, you know, him and his brother are known for. The Scorpion Twins would be the moniker that many would give them. And Justin with his own variety using that Searing Rage buff as well. We'll see how it works out here for him, though. I'm curious. Obviously, we didn't see it, but did Justin lose 3-0 to Slick Beats playing as Scorpion before? Who knows? But here, I mean, this is final boss mode if you've got Justin on his Scorpion early on. Oh, goes for the raw dive kick. That is going to catch him here. And look at this damage. Because he had that Searing Rage buff up, 41% from Scorpion. That is huge numbers for that character to be cranking out. And like I said, all because you got caught when he had the buff up. He can really, really turn out some insane numbers with that buff. And that buff is just one slot. You still have that coupled with the teleport cancels. I think all of the other moves that Scorpion has kind of do a fair job of making arguments for how good they are to be used in conjunction with the teleport cancel. Teleport cancel feels mandatory, but you definitely see some good usage of, you know, the Demon Breath for the plus frames, the Searing Rage for the 40% on B&Bs. Like, there's definitely some other good moves in there and some good usage of them. I'd like to see maybe a little bit more mix up in that though, because you know, like his armor break is pretty awful. Maybe you make Demon Dash and armor break so that he can actually deal with people trying to get out of his teleport cancels and give people a reason to use other stuff. Because as it currently stands, it's basically teleport cancel is gotta be on there. So you don't really see Misery Blade or the other stuff either. Ooh, wow, caught him moving. Slick Beats trying to be a little bit too cheeky there, throwing those Z-hats, but Scorpion can very quickly get behind. And I think if any player, you're going to test the reactions of a player, Justin is not the one. Like, Justin's reactions, both him and his brother, their ability to micro-duck underneath stuff like that, they are so good at that kind of stuff that it is very, very deadly to try to challenge them in that regard. Slick Beat's not going to get much of an opportunity to finish challenging, as the Flick Kick Meaty is going to close out. Didn't have the meter to survive that. I don't really know what Slick Beats could have done there. If he would have done a delayed get up, the second hit would have still killed him. If he would have jumped, that kick still catches him. He didn't have the meter to roll, to wake up attack. Like, I do think that Justin may have just been in for the kill on that one, and not much could be done to stop it. So Justin will take game 1. We'll see if he's able to continue the 3-0 streak. Right now, he's at minimum rewritten the history of their previous encounter. Slick Beats won last time 3-0. This is not going to be a repeat of that for sure. Even if Slick Beats wins, the scoreboard will tell a different story, because already Justin's got one on the board. Alright, so here we go. Game number 2. Slick Beats obviously sticking to the Kung Lao pick. I don't know if he changed variations here. I don't remember if he was using the spiritual guidance stance or not. I know he had Z-Hat, but I think he's got Z-Hat across all of his builds, or at least across most of them. So I'm not sure. I think this might have been what he was running before, but I don't think we've been seeing as much of the stance coming out from him, at least. I could be wrong, though. I wasn't paying a ton of attention. That was almost a stroke. What happened there? Talking is hard. Alright, catches him. 16.5% throw as well. That fire buff is not just good for combos, right? It's good for throws as well. And for a character who just innately is doing really, really good damage, and has a good throw strike game, now you add, it does an extra 3.5% onto it. Really, really strong stuff. Thank you so much for the follow, EKG. Glad you're having fun checking out the Nightmare series here. Definitely the best of the best on Xbox. This is where they gather here. Here's the opening. Slick Beats could kill here if Justin doesn't break, and Justin opts not to, but he went for the armor break combo, so he's actually going to have a bit of a chance here at the end. Another throw connects. No defensive meter, though. He cannot afford to be touched. Who are you uppercutting? Now he's got defensive meter, though. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. What an insane comeback. And that was, honestly, all because of a missed input. Slick Beats did not want to uppercut no one. I think he wanted to throw a hat and just miss the input. The hat didn't come out because Justin could not afford to block that hat. And I don't think he was going to be able to get around it. He might have been able to duck it, but I still think that it could have been problematic. But Slick Beats whiffing an uppercut there gave his opponent enough time to get the defensive meter needed to have another cancel ready. And, oh man, disaster strikes. 36%, not bad. No buff on that one, too. Think about that. Alright, breakaway comes out. Slick Beats goes for the cancel, but Justin's got a poke there waiting for him, willing to press some buttons here, it would appear. Okay, poke, or the low connects. Oh, tries to shimmy out, but that advancing string there from Kung Lao just chasing him down. Gonna be good damage for the Shaolin. That's gonna kill. No! Is this enough? Okay, well, you're being excessive. You got a little scary with it, but it is still gonna be enough. You could have just done grounded string into Fatal Blow. That was so many chances to drop the combo, but Slick Beats will get the round nonetheless. I thought he was going to try to close it out without it, which honestly might have been what he was doing. He was trying to kill without it, and when he didn't get the damage, he spent it at the end, when he just kind of ran out of gas on the rest of his options. So not a bad approach, but still somewhat risky. Slick Beats not really known for dropping combos though, right? I mean, that's one of the things about Slick Beats. All that dedication to Kung Lao means that he is a very, very clean and consistent player. So he picks up conversions very nicely and cleanly and puts them together in ways that seem very fluid and not very likely to drop combos. That's not to say it doesn't happen. I'm sure he'll drop one here in a moment to make a good example out of it, just to make sure the curse is being cast properly, but for the most part, very, very consistent player. Okay, jumps out. Ooh, gets caught on the way down. No follow-up, though, so he'll still get one more chance here. Slick Beats finds the low. Here's the opening. Don't drop this combo. Please don't make me look like an idiot. Okay, look at that. 313. Good. That's that breakaway setup that Slick Beats goes for as well. He dive kicks to the other side of you and then jumps out before you would actually be able to hit him with any kind of get-up attack. Justin, though, he's seen those YouTube clips or those Twitter clips. He's not falling for it. He instead is just going to knock his block straight off. The uppercut brutality and game 2 in the bag as Justin now on the verge of getting his third 3-0 of the evening. He doesn't know what loss feels like right now. Hasn't had an L yet. He's not on that episode of Sesame Street. They're currently only in the W's. You know they don't go in order.
Scorpion. Kung Lao.
See what Slick Beats' response is. Obviously, it's going to be Kung Lao focused, but will we be making a switch variation? We know that he's got access to the Omega Hat as well as the Buzzsaw. And looks like we're going to stick it out, though, with Spiritual Guidance. So still going to look to use that stance. I got to say, you know, these games have been quite close, right? One of those games, I mean, Justin barely survived, you know, by the skin of his teeth. So Slick Beats, I think, sticking to his guns. It's not an awful idea. It's not like he's getting any really loud and clear signals from Justin that, oh, what you're doing is definitely not going to work, right? Like, he's not getting blown up. These tools that he's using are not being shut down. He's still been able to get effective use of the stance. As soon as I say that, though, beautiful teleport from Justin is going to tell him to knock it off, at least from full screen with the stance. Empty jump. Oh, wow. Just going to go straight into the overhead off of that neutral jump. Okay. And another back 3 overhead. A very, very tough move to block. It's incredibly fast. It's an overhead. It advances quite far as well. There are, you know, like Rambo's overhead is faster than that, but it also doesn't travel a quarter of the screen, right? Like, it doesn't move forward. It's just in that range where he's already standing. So the ability for Scorpion to kind of leap at you with an overhead like that makes that move very, very deadly. Like, that range right there, that jump range is also, overhead range. There we go. Nice combo. Gonna go for the crushing blow. Closes it out. 35% plus the bleed damage. Gonna go right into another one. Didn't have the meter to keep it going, but Slick Beats definitely in trouble. He'll spend some meter to get out of it, and he'll drop the combo. Rare happenings here from Slick Beats, but it happens to the best of us. This throw will push the opponent to 50% range here. Fatal Blow still available for Kung Lao. Didn't push a button in the air, though, and he's dead from it. He went for the jump, and I think that he just wasn't expecting Justin to challenge in the air. If you would have caught him on the air-to-air, would have turned it around, but Justin making the crazy reads and just looks to meet him in the sky. So Justin is going to take it 3-0. Another 3-0 here, though, for Justin. So just continuing the march here of 3-0, 3-0, 3-0. He is on a tear right now. Let's go ahead and hop back into our bracket so we can pop that score in and get prepped for our losers final match. You guys saw that brutality that he hit, though, and what we do with the brutalities around here is we do put them into montages. We do some cool highlight reels, and it's been a while since I've shown one and made one, to be honest. Been pretty busy. This Xbox ladder has been also taking up my time playing up in that, which has been a lot of fun. Really looking forward to hopefully putting on our own kind of ladder as well, because I've been actually really enjoying that. But I do want to show you what we do with those things around here, so let's go ahead and take a quick look at one of our highlight reels while we get ready for our next match, our losers finals match of Justin versus Scorpion. So that is what we do with the brutalities you guys hit around here. So even if you don't win, if you cut some dude's fucking head off, I'm gonna take that shit and make it look beautiful. So make it happen. I love it. But here we go, our losers finals match here of the evening. We got 2 sets left. 3 players remain. Coaches, next tournament is on Tuesday. Week number 4 is Tuesday. So this is a 8-week series. We are currently in week 3. So Tuesday will be the next tournament, and then that's pools, and then we play up till top 8, and then top 8 is on Saturdays.
Sonya.
Here we go, Justin versus Scorpion, and Justin switching off of the Scorpion pick, and now he's going with the Rain pick. This is going to be very difficult because Scorpion isn't playing Scorpion, but Justin usually plays Scorpion, but not against Scorpion apparently. So Scorpion is only going to come out against Scorpion if maybe Justin doesn't feel like Rain works against Scorpion, and he's got to play his own Scorpion. It's going to be so fucking annoying. So hopefully it's just a Rain versus Sonya and maybe Jackie matchup, but we'll see how confusing it gets. Also, though, we do want to do the predictions here. I did not get those ready, so we'll do them right now. Start prediction. Who you guys think is going to win between Justin and Scorpion? Both of these players have taken home Nightmare Series victories in the past. Both of these players no stranger to these top spots. But only one of them can guarantee that spot in the grand finals and get that match against Shiraiyu Pain FZ. So whoever you think is going to win, go ahead and place your bets with those channel points. And those channel points, we're going to have some new uses for them, I think, coming up, because the plan here, I'll talk to you guys about it. Those of you guys that have been playing in the Xbox ladder, I don't know what your guys' thoughts on it, but I have been having a lot of fun with it. Primarily because it feels like I don't have to deal with anybody's shitty Wi-Fi. Like, every match is a wired opponent, even when I'm up against the big dogs and the match goes sideways because I get stomped. It's like the internet was fine, so this is a good game. Like, this is okay. So that's been a lot of fun. So it's felt to me like Combat League with a Wi-Fi filter. It's kind of how it's felt. So what I'd like to do is, since Xbox is going to be likely not running another month of this, their plan, it sounds like, is to move from game to game to game. Last month was Soul Calibur. This month is Mortal Kombat. Next month will be, Rocket League, or who knows what. I have no idea. I'm just guessing. I just know one of the guys on there likes Rocket League. So, the ladder is going to be ending here this weekend, and I'm thinking, hey, let's make our own ladder. I had so much fun with the ladder. Let's just make our own ladder. So I'm thinking about, after this ladder ends, putting up my own ladder. And the other thought I'm having is, let's make a crossplay ladder. Let's have our own ranked crossplay Wi-Fi not allowed ladder. The crossplay matches that have to be done on crossplay we can't stream, but I have a PlayStation. I can stream matches when 2 PlayStation players get queued up. If a PlayStation player has an Xbox, or Xbox player has a PlayStation and they want to be on stream, like, there's ways that we can make it work even if we included the other console in as well. And I think that if we can bill it as like, hey, sick of Wi-Fi players, come play in our Wi-Fi not allowed Combat League sort of replacement. I think people could have some fun with that, though. It'll take some management, making sure everything runs and yada yada yada, but I think it could be a really good idea and a cool alternative to Combat League, because like playing in the ladder has been the most that I've played the game lately, and it's not to say that it has been completely frustration free. Definitely had some tough moments because the game itself can be frustrating, people rolling underneath command grabs, but I haven't been tilted about some shithead's internet. Like, and that is the #1 tilter for me is, oh, look at that, I dropped a combo because random lag spike right after the launcher. Or I'm getting thrown in lag spikes or whatever. So I think that could be really cool. And it'll be really convenient, really easy for people to just like, because the problem with the tournament is like, are you able to show up at the start of the tournament? If you're not here at the start, you can't show up in the middle and play. If you only got an hour to play, well, you won't be able to finish the tournament. You'll have to DQ yourself or whatever, which isn't fun. So I think this kind of thing will also be really beneficial to people that have not as flexible schedules, so they can just be like, all right, I'm here, I can play for 2 hours. I'm gonna play in the ladder for 2 hours. Maybe I'll get on stream, and then we'll kind of go from there. And I got to have some matches in, and people, if they want to kind of test the water and get involved, and they're sick of the Wi-Fi, I think this is going to be a good way. And maybe it'll send the message to NetherRealm. Give us a Wi-Fi filter, because we're not going to use your shitty Combat League and your whack rewards anymore, because it's just not worth it having to play in these dog shit college connections or people that are out on like oil derricks trying to steal Wi-Fi from their neighbor. It's insane. It's insane. Offshore drilling sites and you're playing Combat League? Go fuck yourself. Play single player. Skyrim is a great game. In fact, they probably actually have wired internet offshore drilling sites. Whatever. Ooh, just a little bit of health left here for Justin. Is it going to be enough, though? He just pushed Scorpion past that 50% mark, and that fatal blow that he's got, he's a hit confirm away, and he's just letting rip over and over again. Here's the cancel. Not going to get out of it. So Scorpion is going to finally put him down here. What? Why did that work? Low Tide is a great counter to people rolling. It covers both sides as well, and it's got a ton of active frames, but I'm genuinely shocked that Scorpion got hit by that raw Argus Plunge. Was not expecting that of all things to work. You can also see that Scorpion is running a Sonya build using the counter moves. I'm curious if it's because Rain has some flawless blocks that he's looking to abuse and take advantage of, because she has the fastest parries in the game, so some of those she might be even able to parry through, or maybe Scorpion has not been meaning to do it. But so far I haven't really seen that come out, and I've actually even seen him, he just flawless blocked one of those flawless block gaps and did not opt for the parry, so that one must not be a big enough gap. The gap does need to be large enough. I think it needs to have like one extra frame in it. It can't just be the gap long enough for like the timing of a flawless block, so... Oh, there we go. This is good. Oh, there's that breakaway, though. No punish, but cancel. Gets the big jump in. Not going to be able to confirm after, and now Justin's in a similar situation. Lots of health to dig through here, and not a lot of his own to work with, but a fatal blow is all he needs if he can find that hit. Nope. Nope. Oh, flawless block attack. That's going to at least prevent the chip and kind of send the message to Scorpion to stop pushing buttons. No, what is going on? They're getting away with so much. Okay, going for the chip out now. No life left, and there it is. So Justin could have afforded to block a few more of those because he still had defensive meter, but I think if you block those, Sonya's rings recover so quickly that she starts to take her turn and like maintain it, so it was going to be rather difficult for Justin to get back in there. His hope was that he could get a Qatar on the screen quick enough, but the firepower from Sonya is just, she is definitely packing some heat. She can shoot that shit so quickly. I think that her fireballs are still single digits. I might be wrong. It might be 11 frames, but it might be like 9. It's very, very fast. One of the faster startup projectiles, and in that situation, all she needed to do was get the startup, right? Once the startup is done and the projectile is on the screen, she wins. She doesn't need to worry about how, like, I mean, I guess you do kind of have to worry about how fast it moves, right? If you're throwing a slow reptile acid ball, you don't win. But what she just needed to make sure it got out there. And then, you know, the other projectile on its way was going to still get caught. And that was what was important, was making sure that you got that out there. As opposed to having a slow startup projectile that doesn't get enough time to get off and then gets interrupted. But once it's let rip, bad day. Alright, false blocks are out. Ooh, okay, throw attack escape. So not going to be getting a throw started here. Starting to see that happen between these two players too. And I think also, you know, Rain is a character that does need to rely on throws a little bit. That throw will be the escape failed, however. So the next throw, if it's not teched, could be a devastating 30%. Oh, okay, saves the crushing blow. And that is a good answer for Low Tide. Low Tide, I was talking about how it's a great way to deal with people's get-up rolls because it's got so many active frames, and even if they roll behind you, there's water behind you. But if they jump over it, it's Low Tide. It's on the ground, so it can be jumped over. Granted, jumping is not always a great idea if it gets red, but I think what's happened is Justin has kind of maybe relied too heavily on that Low Tide as his response when he gets a knockdown and thinks his opponent will be doing something. So Scorpion's kind of, you know, calling it out and being like, nope, that's not going to work. Like, I know how to get around that. If you're going to be going for Low Tide all the time, eat a jump in. And a jump in is devastating. Like, that's how you start the biggest combos in the game. Oh, gets caught. Here's the ass beating as well. Also, I think ass beating has a brutality. I saw somewhere something about an ass beating brutality. Maybe I'm making that up. Did I dream that? Did I dream that? Isn't there brutality for ass beating? Somewhere. Although I know the 2 new brutalities are... I don't know what they are anymore. I know one of them is Kotal Khan. Or Shao Kahn. It's the Reiko kick. So maybe that's the... Maybe the other one is the Sonya one. Looks like Sonya is going to take that game, though, here. So Scorpion pulling away here with his Sonya pick. So now what I'm curious is, does Justin pick Scorpion? Scorpion's on the verge of winning. Justin is known for having a really strong Scorpion. I think Scorpion deals with some of what Sonya's trying to do here as well. Also, thank you for the follow. That looks like Williams, but it's with an N. So Williams, Karaoke, thank you so much for the follow. And looks like Justin is going to tough it out with Rain here. So one of 2 things could happen right now. If Scorpion wins this set, we will have a double Mexico Grand Finals. However, if Justin wins, it will be Mexico versus Canada. So that is going to be an interesting throwdown, and interesting for the connections as well. Haven't seen complaints too much in the chat, so hopefully it's somewhat stable here between these two. For the most part, I want to say, though, that Scorpion and Shirai Ryu, in particular, those 2 players from Mexico, do not receive a ton of complaints about their connection. It's not the case. Mexico's a big country, right? So depending on where at in Mexico you are, can start to add some mileage to that distance. But I think Scorpion and Shirai Ryu, maybe they live near the border, or they just have really strong internet, but for the most part, their internet actually does quite well. Okay, big flawless block launcher here. Scorpion going to get some decent damage, 25 on the board. Life bar is about even. Justin has a slight life lead. He'll advance on it even more, though, because now Fatal Blow is available from Scorpion. Another big forward 3. I love that move from Rain. It is one of my favorite moves that Rain has. That lunging kick that he does, it's -1 on block, so very, very unpunishable, right? It's like basically resets back to neutral. And the better part about it being -1 is that most people don't think that it's -1, so they're not poke challenging it. They're thinking, oh, this is punishable, or you're -5 or whatever, so I can swing with something a little meatier on startup. So for people that don't know what's up, you can oftentimes beat their pokes, and it's only -1, so they need to be frame perfect really to beat yours if you have the same speed. So I think that makes it a really good move for just closing that gap as well. I really, really like that move. Glad to see that I'm not the only one that uses it. Nice blocks. Hydro Boost continues to catch people here, though, for Justin. Ass beating, not quite enough to kill, but it's getting real close. And there, he tried for the forward 3, trying to just very quickly close that gap. It's got, I think it's 11 frames as a startup, but the thing is it's 2 kicks, right? So the 11 frames is the first kick, and then there's a second kick that follows up. That second kick is the one that really goes quite far. The first kick is just that initial splash directly in front of him. So that speed is not as valuable at those longer ranges. Sadly, the only robot in this game, Shamestone, is Frost. Frost is a robot in this game. Which I guess she wasn't a robot before, but now she is. But Sector, Cyrax, Robo-Smoke, none of them get to make an appearance, sadly. They're in the story. Cyrax and Sector are in the story, but you can't play as them, and as far as I'm concerned, that doesn't count. Like, it's cool that they're there, but it's almost like a tease and upsetting that I can't play as them. Scorpion is going to take it, though, so Scorpion going to get the 3-1 here over Justin. Justin's going to get a 3rd place finish. Not bad at all for him. And then that means that we will be rocking back over to our bracket for, not the final time, we've got one more score after this, but we're going to be going in here to put the score in and get ready for our grand finals. 1 set remains. Shirai Ryu Pain versus Scorpion. Guaranteed Mexico is going to be taking home the title for week 3. But will it be Shirai Ryu, who this will be a big first-time finish, I believe, for him as a victory. The leaderboard will tell me if I'm wrong or not, but I believe that Shirai Ryu does not have a Nightmare Series victory under his belt yet. Or, of course, alternatively, Scorpion could win, and Scorpion does have a victory, I'm pretty sure. Scorpion has had such crazy runs in the Nightmare Series that if he doesn't have a victory, he's got to have like a bunch of second places and stuff, because he's had no, he's definitely had a victory. I feel like I've seen a victory for yeah. Okay, there he is. Yeah, he's had 3 victories. Ice Scorpion's got 3 victories. So Shirai Ryu is looking to get. Is he at 1? Is that what that means, Tommy? Does it say 1? Is he on the list for 1? Bam. Grand finals now. The run back between these two. Hopefully Scorpion is still here as well. Sometimes people. Oh, okay. Oh, that's what threw me off. The I thought was a 1. Just because of at least where my text cuts it, put Scorp-3 on its own line by itself. So it looked like Shirai Ryu's -01. Your 1 just looked weird, but I didn't question it. Alright, let's go ahead and get him in here. And that's probably because it autocorrect. Oh yeah, I don't need to type their names. They were recently here. So is Scorpion still here? Yes, he's stuck around. Very nice. Don't have to go find him. So just waiting on Shirai Ryu to join us. Now, of course, Shirai Ryu is on the winner side of things. So he does have a little bit more flexibility to work with. Essentially, Scorpion needs to win 3 games to reset the bracket and then win 3 more games. So he's got 6 wins that he needs to get. Shirai Ryu only needs to win 1 set. Either that first set, or if the bracket gets reset, then he'll win that second set and it's over. So essentially both players have 2 lives, and Shirai Ryu start with 2 lives, and Shirai Ryu hasn't spent his yet. So Scorpion is going to have to get through them. And of course, the man that put Scorpion into the loser's bracket was Shirai Ryu himself in our winner's final. So this is a run back between these two, and it'll be interesting to see if Scorpion has perhaps learned anything or has any new tactics that he's going to be busting out here in this grand final between the 2 of them. Also, it's not losers finals, it's grand finals. Let's go.
Lost hive of the Titan.
Alright. Grand finals underway. Shirai Ryu on the winner's side of things. You can see that L next to Scorpion. That indicates that he is in the lower bracket. And interesting character choices here. We got Kano versus Johnny. Shirai Ryu gets a good opening, but I feel like Johnny Cage, much like Sub-Zero, especially if he's got the sunglasses, which I don't know if what he's got is predeterminado, could be anything. If he's got the sunglasses, basically Johnny Cage is always a threat. Like, there is no such thing as I almost killed Johnny Cage, because you get him down to 10% health and then he opens you up for 50. Like, it's so crazy, the comeback potential. And he opens you up for 50 and keeps his fatal blow, so he can still do it the next round too, right? So yeah, I know predeterminado is default. I through clever sleuthing and really just like it was default in American or in English when I pick mine. So for other regions, if it's that in all capital letters, I assume it's their word for default. So predeterminado would be the word. I would have thought that was the word for predetermined, but probably is both, right? I don't know how it works. English is such an obnoxious language that trying to understand others after it feels like a real tough endeavor that my brain is too small for. Ooh, gets the Vegemite buff up. He'll be able to go through more of those projectiles if they happen. And he's lucky he didn't actually throw another blade. If he would have hit him with another projectile, that could have been fatal blow kill. Beautiful duck under the spit. And that's going to close it out. The pissed off to finish the job. Trying to think, I don't know what other languages I run into when I play Mortal Kombat. Every now and then I've seen like maybe 1 or 2 Russian players, and their variation names are clearly in Russian hieroglyphics. Like they have their own characters, so you can definitely tell. I can't recall if I've seen like the French version or like the German version. of defaults in running into those kind of players. Maybe I haven't. I just didn't think about it. I'm trying to think of caps lock because it's like one of the key indicators is that it's in all capitals. I'm curious if I've ran into if like I just don't notice when I'm running into other people with all capital letters. I'll have to keep my eye on. I'm curious. Okay, Portuguese makes sense, but there's a huge Brazil population too that they play the shit out of the game, so it would make sense to run into some Portuguese players sometimes, or players that speak Portuguese, or have games in the Portuguese language. Speaking of, I want to say that, you know, the Liga Latina, it's going to be really exciting when... My understanding for Final Combat is that they're going to be flying out those players at the end. So that means we're going to get a representative from, I think one of the regions is probably Brazil. I think Mexico is its own region. And then I don't know what the other one is, if it's just South America as a whole, and maybe they divided South America and Brazil or something. I'm not sure how it works. I haven't looked into it. And the rules pages are not in English, so I don't know what's going on. But I think it's actually going to be quite interesting to see what happens when those players all get in a run, because we've seen a little bit of that, like at We Play and even at Final Combat before. I think we got to see Conqueror show up, and he was definitely crushing people. So it'd be really interesting to see more of that. Damn, that's pretty cool. That's actually really cool to see. Some good variety going on too then. Because one thing too that's interesting, Mortal Kombat doesn't always really go over so well overseas. It gets banned in some countries, and the gore is sometimes for some cultures just like a little bit too much. It's like, yuck. But this game sounds like the gameplay is starting to carry it a little bit too. Because they've started to finally put out really good games. Because like, dude, the 3D era of Mortal Kombat, you were basically playing those games just for the fatalities. So the rest of the game was whack. But the fatalities were tight, so you know, go see those. But this time around, it's like, I want to see other shit. Oh, he should have gone into Fatal Blow, but will it be enough? Nicely done. The low slide, no way you were avoiding that. So good use of that Crushing Blow. I think that Crushing Blow too is, he's not going to be able to reliably kind of fish for it. So getting a hit right there was going to be good, because Johnny can punish it, right? So he wasn't going to want to be relying on back one a ton, and now that he's spent the KB, he doesn't have to kind of worry that if he misses a whiff punish or something like that, that he's going to be missing out on that 310, because he's already spent it now. Ooh, tries for the low slide, but Scorpion's jumping over it. And there to see there, if you go for the string, just a shadow kick is going to be a guaranteed punish every single time. Here we go. Skulls and shield. This is going to matter. The skulls and shields will matter. We've seen a shield so far. No skulls. There's a skull. Is it enough? Not quite. If Shirai Ryu had a couple more hits on the shields or the skulls, I think he really could have done that other 12% or 12 damage. Not even 12%, 1.2%. Cancel comes through. Is he going to make this comeback? No, he will not. The dive kick off the interactable is going to catch him. So Shirai Ryu answers back. He's got a game of his own. Shame Stone, thank you so much for the follow as well. Glad you're having fun checking out the Nightmare series. Yo, that looks cool, though. The sickle glowing through the clone. Looks like he's got a weird mustache. I didn't even realize the clones were like semi-translucent like that. You can kind of see through them a little bit. I feel like I haven't seen through them before. Yeah, that got real close, Dr. Omnipotent. That got real close. He's lucky he left the ski mask in the car, because otherwise he's gonna have to empty the whole register into the bag. Okay, so this is a counter pick. Scorpion is just going straight to the counter pick here now. Jade, I think, does a great job of shutting down a lot of what Noob wants to do. And if you look at Shirai Ryu's build, Shirai Ryu's got a fireball in the form of Spirit Ball, and Shadow Slide is another fireball. So two of his abilities now are going to be kind of taken off the radar as threats, because Glow is just going to shut that down. You don't have to block it, you don't have to deal with it, but you do need to find good timing to get that Glow out. Scorpion just trying to let it rip from the beginning was a little too bold, and Shirai Ryu not having it. Now we may see a Glow go for it. Okay, see? He was looking for a glow, but that time Scorpion, being patient with it, gets a big punish on the teleport attempt. They're gonna need to be careful. Both players are having to take risks, you know, to activate their fuck you tools for the fuck you tools that they're both bringing, right? Fatal blow available. Fatal blow will be a good fuck you tool to the glow. Oh, gets in off the interactable, but the second glaive wasn't there, or the first one. I don't know what happened. It's a Jade player. I'm not really worried. Oh, rip Cetrion. Okay. So Shirai Ryu does this for Cetrion, perhaps. That's not Cetrion, though. That is Jade Ando on the other side. Little Miss Purple Glow. Little Miss, what are projectiles? She gets to completely avoid a crucial part of the game. Every character in Mortal Kombat has a fireball, and Jade says, I don't care about all of them. Not all of them, though. There are a handful of characters that have projectiles that are designed to get around it, so I think that there are balanced decisions made with that in mind. As annoying as Glow is for me to deal with, there are characters you can play that allow you to get around it, and when I've run into Jade players, that's what I do. I play a lot of Shang Tsung versus Jade because the corpse drop doesn't count as a projectile, so she can't glow through it. And even if I don't win, I feel better about it. There's the glow again. The clone just going to go right through. Beautiful overhead. Now, there is a breakaway available. Not going to spend it, but that 9-frame uppercut. Jade is one of the privileged few with a faster uppercut than everybody else in the game. So not only does Jade have a crazy range uppercut, her uppercut goes super far, but she's also one of the, like, 10 to 13 characters that have a 9-frame uppercut. Everybody else has a 10-frame uppercut except for, here's where it gets somewhat weird, Robocop has an 8-frame uppercut. He's got the fastest one in the game. Sindel has a 13-frame uppercut, so she's got the slowest one. And then I think Kung Lao, for whatever reason, has an 11-frame uppercut. There's something weird about Kung Lao's uppercut. It might be Kung Lao's uppercut without the hat on, though. Like, Kung Lao has 2 different uppercuts. One of them is with the hat and one's without. So it might be that one, but there's something weird about his too. But Jade's uppercut is so good. It's so good. And it's how he closed it out. So here we go. Shirai Ryu now goes with a switch. So, this, I believe, Quicksand beats Glow. So this is a counter to the counter. This is a fuck you to your fuck you button, right? You've got Glow, which turns off projectiles. My projectile doesn't count. This is a character that has a projectile that will nullify the usefulness of Glow to the point where we probably won't see it because Geras doesn't have any other projectiles that Glow does work on. So Glow is likely just to make 0 appearances here in this matchup. And I also assume if Scorpion loses this match, or this game, he will switch characters. It will not be a Jade versus Geras follow-up to this if Shirai Ryu can grab this game. But first things first, he's got to win this game. Big body splash coming in. Throw Tech will stop it, and the wiggle stick, okay, forces a breakaway. That's step 1. Here's the big launcher as well. Now, what does he do? He's got big damage here. He could go for a crushing blow. He will go for the KB. Sends her out of the corner, though. Oh, gotta be careful. He's not putting the proper spacing on those quicksands, although I really can't tell because the sand is everywhere. No way. He just let it rip, and it worked. Insane. Insane.
Fail, adapt.
Shirai Ryu is going to get that vacuum cleaner to finally find the mark, though, there on Scorpion. Scorpion kind of shimmying around, but I think the shifting sands were also trying to kind of push him closer to maybe where he needed to be in that sweet spot. And there it is, the quicksand. He was maybe whiffing it all those times on purpose because now the KB comes out. All right, back away. Got a lot of glaives coming out. Oh, gonna get moved in while throwing the interactable. And the overhead connects as well. Delia's dance. Okay, body splash is out. Shirai Ryu, this is where he wants to be with Jade corner. Big flawless block as well. That's going to be sending a message to Scorpion. He'll need to be careful with that offense. Oh, running away, running away. The glaives are not going to go far enough. At full screen, they hit the ground before they'll get to you. The second one, if they amplify it, will catch you. But I think Shirai Ryu would look at that as a bit of a victory. He'll say to himself, oh, good, you don't have any fucking meter then. Like, you're spending your meter on a glaive that's going to be blocked? I don't care. And here we go. Speaking of meter being spent, Shirai Ryu spends both bars. Quicksand setup, trying to keep Jade away from him. The glow, like I said, haven't seen it come out once. It's not useful in this matchup. Accidental temporal advantage. Okay, moves in now. 18 seconds left. He can't afford any more chip. Tries for the anti-air. Will not get the hit. Just barely gonna miss. And Scorpion now 1 round away from resetting the bracket here. We'll see what happens after that. If Shirai Ryu switches maybe back to Kung Lao, he's going to keep trying to tough it out here with Gearus. I think Gearus is still his anti-Jade. Okay, breakaway will come out with throw tech as well. The knee. No follow-up, plus frames. Delia's Dance, still her turn. Okay, gives up the turn with the full Delia's Dance Amplify. Body Splash will hit though, and we saw the breakaway already spent, so this time around, Shirai Ryu is going to get the full damage. Body Splash back toward the corner. Look at that. Tried for the closeout at the end, but missed it. Still going to get the conversion off this uppercut. No meter to go all the way here, though, so still has a little bit left to go through, and there it is. Just that Body Splash over and over again proved to be too difficult for Scorpion to really effectively deal with, right? It's hard to anti-air because you have to wait for your character to turn around. It's got great coverage. He wasn't going for the flawless block, which I think is what you have to do. Flawless block is the answer, and that is just not what Scorpion was going for. So Shirai Ryu will tie it up here, and tournament point now available, but of course, Scorpion's going to be likely switching off of Jade. Jade was a counter pick to Noob Saibot. Noob Saibot is gone. He's already off the field, so I have a feeling that we'll likely see Jackie here. We may see the return of Sonya, but I think ultimately we will see Jade taking a seat. It's possible he'll continue to tough it out, but I wouldn't be shocked at all if Jade went away right now. Ooh, and it's Gearus, so this is, or it's Cabal. So this is interesting. So what will happen here is Gearus' Fireball comes out of the ground, and Cabal is one of the characters that can spend way too much time in the air, and characters that can spend all that time airborne, Gearus doesn't have as good of a time controlling their movement and controlling their space, because Gearus does a good job of checking most characters with quicksand that can hit you anywhere. You get too hasty trying to dash in, you get caught by quicksand, bad day. But Scorpion's now going to be able to just fly across the screen with no worry about getting caught by quicksand. And yeah, Cabal outspaces him as well. The hook swords are going to go much further than the tools that Gearus is bringing. So we'll see how Shirai Ryu responds to this. Finds a throw. Life lead still, of course, in Scorpion's favor. Beautiful conversion off that uppercut. Drops it in the end, though, but that was about to be devastating. Maybe even the round if he decided to spend the extra bar on the amplified hook spin. Kalita Rapida. I don't know what it means. What does Kalita mean? You guys are going to have to help me. I pretended to do Spanish for Spanish class. Did that Nomad Dash whiff? It looked like it didn't get blocked. It looked like the quicksand actually cut the range on it, and it just barely didn't go far enough. Wild. Shifting Sands is so cool. I know Tweety just doesn't use a third slot because he doesn't want to accidentally do Shifting Sands, but damn is Shifting Sands cool. Catch him. Ooh, not able to get the gap close enough. He was just barely behind him, and that's kind of the Gearus problem. You're talking about range. Gearus doesn't have the range to close that gap. His mids, or even just his advancing normals, not going to be able to go far enough. So we will see a bracket reset. Scorpion going to bring us back to 0-0 now. So here's the deal. Both players can now change characters. It's a new set, which basically means it's a new match. So you both are allowed to change characters if you'd like. And we also need to deploy the L next to Shirai Ryu's name, as well, as he has now been defeated. So they are both in the lower bracket. The next first to 3 takes it. And we got random select out of the gate. This is an interesting choice.
The Joker. Aaron Black, the Joker.
I don't really know what's going on. He's trying to force him into Aaron Black. You see him looking to send the message, pick your Aaron Black. So Aaron Black versus Joker here. I don't know if he was just saying that because that's what his random select ended on or what, but this is the matchup we're going to get. So Kapow Jumping Jester, the classic Joker setup. That's what pretty much every Joker as of late has been running. You see a couple of players with Kapow low Batsy Poo because it's a good chip tool, as well as if you're in a matchup where they can kind of try to outzone you, you can kind of answer back a little bit. But this is pretty standard here for the Joker pick. We'll see how trained Shirai Ryu is with his Joker. I'm liking the outfit at least though, black and purple. Let's go. And there we go. Shots fired. Oh, big whiff. No punish though. Throw tech. Jack in the Box didn't have the meter to amplify it, or didn't want to spend it perhaps. He will spend it on the Kapow, however. Goes for the interactable. It's going to whiff though, so you do still lose the defensive meter when you whiff an interactable. You see that bar still recharging. He will get it back by the time he would need it, it looks like. But that can be deadly if you go for an interactable and somebody breaks, does a breakaway right then, because they don't armor break. And it can really, really start to fall apart very quickly if they end up being able to punish you and you don't have any defensive meter now to get out of it. Like, oh, bad news all over. Speaking of bad news, though, he didn't cancel the Fatal Blow. I don't know if you thought that maybe Scorpion, like, he was trying to get next level reads going on or what, but a raw Fatal Blow like that is not going to go unpunished here. So Scorpion takes round 1. Big KB. Gonna go for the armor break, perhaps expecting Shirai Ryu would look to run away from that damage immediately, but he'll save his defensive meter for later. What he uses that on, we will find out, I suppose. Breakaway is gonna come out from Scorpion, however. Get the launch. Ooh, too far away. That time, no armor either. You see Scorpion trying to fish for that armor break. But, you know, Shirai Ryu's just hanging on to that defensive meter. Rifles out. Wow, walking him down, and the throw will kill. I am almost stunned that he got away with walking him down like that. You know, like the rifle was out, took a couple paces, and Shirai Ryu did not challenge at all. And then the rifle goes away, and the game is over. So that is going to be Scorpion taking the early lead. Of course, I think that they picked random select, so we'll see what they do here for game 2. Of course, Scorpion is going to be locked in with Aaron Black. We'll see what Shirai Ryu does, though. Is he going to do another one?
Kung Lao.
Okay, so Kung Lao. No more messing around. Straight to the main.
Black Market Alley.
It's going to be a little bit of a hat duel here. Cowboys versus Kung Laos. I feel like Kung Lao's hat probably wins majority of hat competitions, though. It's not a particularly, like, stylish, cool hat, but it's a bladed hat that returns when I throw it. Like, whatever your hat does, even a beer hat, which is a good hat. I've heard great things about a beer hat. It holds your beverage for you, allows you to get stupid drunk and still have your hands free to fight other football fans when you're throwing down at the tailgate. I understand, but is it as good as a buzzsaw hat that would force you to put your beer down when you threw it at some motherfucker? But nobody else is gonna fuck with you at the tailgate party now. You just cut that bitch in half. Alright, low sweep. Dude, that sweep is so good. The Limbo Champ, of course, gonna aim straight for the toes. Getting real low. Escape failed as well. So gotta be on the lookout for that crushing blow from Aaron Black. It's only on the back throw, however. So while he does have a crushing blow throw, it's not on both sides. Some characters do have them on both. Both of these characters have throw crushing blows, but both of them only on one throw. Speaking of crushing blows, though, the empty rifle KB will come out for Scorpion. So a little bit overkill, to be honest there. Didn't need the damage from it, but he'll take the round nonetheless. And now he's pulling out an empty rifle. I think Shirai needs to keep that in mind. Alright, big jump in. Whips the air normal though, and here we go. Breakaway comes out on the spin. Shirai will throw his opponent out of the corner, likely looking for an escape. Failed there, so maybe trying to bait his opponent into pressing buttons. It won't happen, and there it is. Speaking of escape failed, that earlier one triggering that KB we just saw now is going to tie up the life bar. Shirai was looking clean, but now that life lead slipping away. The uppercut back into the acid. One more chance. He is out of the acid though. Don't let him spill his Slurpee. Dude, if he throws a surge on the ground, you're dead. And there it is. The low poke. Scorpion, you know, with that little amount of health left for Shirai, Scorpion's win conditions were just all over the place. Any connection on a poke, spilling the acid at any time, anything at all really was what he needed. And so any button finding its mark was what he needed. A throw, which is unblockable, would have done enough damage. It does 10. I think he was only 8 health left or 6 health left. Throws do 10% even if you tech them. The 10% is or 10 damage is unavoidable. So literally any touch, and he found the touch indeed. So now we got tournament point available. Shirai's hopes and dreams of claiming his first tournament victory dwindling here, but not done yet. He is definitely not out of it here. I mean, all he needs to win is 3, and it doesn't matter how many your opponent won as long as you win 3 before them. That's the beauty of first to 3. It is a race, and if he's got what it takes, all he needs to get is these next 3 in a row. It can absolutely be done, but he's going to need to dig deep. No more messing around here as we now enter our potential final game. Scorpion needs 1 more. Will he get it? Shimmies back and forth. Low pokes are out. Makes the jump in. So far, Shirai is in the lead here, but as I say that, the back and forth does begin. Okay, low pokes out. Oh, here we go. Big launch. Breakaway, though. So that will stop the damage short, but Shirai is still going to find some extra damage with the throw instead. So not going to be done yet. Keeps the pressure applied. Another throw to follow it up. Beautiful stuff here from Shirai. This pressure here, once he's switched over to Kung Lao, is pretty big. The Razor Rush will miss as well. Nicely done. So Shirai definitely looking still fearsome right now. Absolutely still in this fight. Ooh, Staryu is going to betray him. Oh, and again, those overheads just knocking him into the sky. That's going to be decent damage to start off round 2. Okay, here's the corner. Gets him with the with the get up attack, and another throw back to the corner. Shirai just outside of fatal blow range. Needs to be careful. This will be a big launch. No breakaway. No, the drop. The drop. Where are you putting the hat? He put the hat inside of him. That was weird. Fatal blow now is all he needs, though. Can he find the next hit? Possessed hat. Out the door. Low guns. No punish. He's going for low pokes. Ooh. Oh, he's dead. Wait, hold on. He didn't spend fatal blow. Oh, but Shirai spends his own. Not a bad play, honestly. If Scorpion even would have went for his own fatal blow, he might have caught him and hit him out of it in time. And, you know, that would have been a way to turn the acid off. So I think going for it there was not a bad idea, and could have been very likely that Scorpion was going to try to close it out. He definitely couldn't have afforded to sit there and wait to see what happened. I think that would have been also disastrous, but Scorpion not getting too overzealous. He will take that round and now put himself on tournament point here. This could be it. Buzzsaw is out for the coverage. Big whiff of at the door, but isn't quite close enough. That's going to be a punish. No breakaway to stop it either, but he doesn't have the spiritual guidance, so he needs meter to actually punish off of that 1-2-1 string there, I believe. And he didn't have it. He's been spending a lot of that meter on these amplified buzzsaws. Oh, there we go. The amplified buzzsaw won't save you now. The cutscene has already triggered. Big damage going to come through here for Aaron Black. Not going to be enough for a fatal blow to be queued up, though, so Shirai still has a decent life lead. The hat isn't there. Fatal blow just outside of reach. Now he's got it. But it's a big risk. Yo, the amplify. Is Scorpion gonna end this? No, he's not. He's gonna get caught by the Buzzsaw. Moved a little bit earlier than he might have been anticipating. So Shirai Ryu Pain will put one on the board here. And that is going to bring us to game 4. But Scorpion does, of course, have the opportunity to choose. He only has Aaron Black because of random select. Now, will we see Scorpion's Sonya? Will we see his Jackie, which has been the most deadly of them all? Anything can happen here as we move now into our next game. Will he random select again? Who knows?
Johnny K. Kung Lao. Shang Tsung. Chronicles Key.
What are you looking at, Bubs? The boy is hungry. The cat must be fed after this. El Gato. I don't know how to say hungry. El Gato hungry. So here we go.
Round 1.
El Gato Hombre. There we go. Hombre Gato. Okay, Shang Tsung from Scorpion. Interesting choice. Or maybe it wasn't a choice. Random select. Ooh, the Buzzsaw will be of no value to him here, though, as a coverage tool. We've seen that Shirai Ryu likes to throw the Buzzsaw out and then kind of follow it in. But now that's not going to work with the smoke parry on the board. So Scorpion actually does have a really strong answer for dealing with this. And that's going to basically mean that Shirai Ryu's got 2 slots that aren't going to be as useful to him anymore. Because it's not like you use the Buzzsaw in the middle of combos. You primarily use it in the neutral. What a crazy play! That was so sick. How dare you try to absorb my hat? That was so sick from Shirai Ryu. That was so fucking sick. I almost want to give him another point for him. I can't, but that was so sick. I predict your prediction. Okay, big punish here. Will the breakaway come out? Big question. Ooh, goes for the armor break. So he thought it would, but Scorpion not going to take the bait. And now he's got no defensive meter, so Shirai Ryu can just go to town on this one. Buzzsaw setup doesn't end up working. The hat is still behind you. Yo, this Shang pick is not looking so hot here. It's over. Shirai Ryu ties it up. What a crazy set here. Game 5, after the bracket has been reset. This is it. The show literally cannot go on any longer. If the players somehow get a match extended, I will send them both 20 bucks. That's the only way the show can run any longer, is if they manage to hit a match extension, which I have never seen in the Nightmare series. I've seen, I think, 2 of them in my own games. One of them happened with Dream FPs in Combat League, and then I'm assuming that it's happened one other time and I just don't remember. But I don't think I've ever seen it in tournament. Definitely not in a Nightmare series tournament. I think I've maybe seen like a clip of it on Twitter in somebody else's tournament, but in here on our tournament, I've never had to commentate a match extended, and this could be it because these guys are going the distance. We do see a switch here from Scorpion though, going with the Cetrion pick, and he's going with the tried and true top tier version. So it's not Jackie, but it might as well be. Definitely asking the tier list for guidance here. We'll see if Shirai Ryu can overcome it. I think we probably heard about one in the chat, but I don't remember ever commentating. I feel like we've heard like somebody been like, dude, that match was crazy, match extended and everything. Like we've like kind of talked about one, but I don't remember seeing one. Because I feel like we would have like there would have been clips of it. Granted, I don't watch all the clips, but teleport. You might be right, Zombie. Maybe it did happen once. That scramble sounds familiar. Shirai Ryu is running out of health here. Fatal Blow available, though. Thank you so much for the follow. It's Cav. Glad you're having fun checking out the Nightmare series here as we wind down our final game of the evening. Yo, what the fuck was that? That didn't even look like it hit properly. Well, tied up now. Going for the chip out. Ducks underneath the hat toss, though. That is kind of the issue with that string, is that when he throws the hat out and it comes back, it can be ducked. And that time around, Scorpion doing just that. We saw previously Scorpion got hit by the hat when he was playing Shang. Not this time. Cetrion watched out for that noggin. So now Scorpion on tournament point here, 1 round away. This is going to be big. Breakaway is available. Armor break is going to come out, though. So that's going to be a little extra damage. At least she doesn't get like some crazy launcher or KB off of her armor break. But beautiful stuff here from Scorpion, calling out Shirai Ryu's approach. That was punishable if you blocked the drill. Now push back to full screen. Where'd he go? Teleport. Watch out. Oh, and the buzzsaw trades, but doesn't work out. And he inputs the friendship in the middle of it. Very nicely done. But it is going to be Scorpion taking it home 3-2. What a crazy set between those two. Very, very well played. You love to see it. Congratulations to Scorpion, though, adding to his list of victories. And Shirai Ryu, so close. So close. Second place is still really good, though. He's going to get 200 points for his troubles. And very nicely done. So let's go say farewell to our top 8 bracket, though. Because we've got a champ to put in. Our champion tonight is Scorpion. He wins over Shirai Ryu Pain. Very, very nicely done. A incredible set there at the end as well. Really, really impressive stuff. But that is kind of what we came here to see, right? And of course, also to show off that Xbox still has talented players from all walks. This week was a little interesting because pools were kind of maybe missing some usual suspects, but there's also a lot of stuff going on in MK. We're kind of rounding out the Pro Tour. We got the Twitch Rivals MKX stuff going on, so all sorts of happenings here in the scene, but really thankful to everybody that came through and continues to have fun here with us here in the Nightmare series. That being said, though, we are going to say farewell and move on. I've got to get some food in me. The YouTube archives will be up tomorrow. One more reminder, too, as well. Those of you guys that want to support, I'm putting $1 in the prize pool for every sub on the YouTube channel. So